got to stand up strong. Think the truth about themselves to understand what went wrong. I know we can find a way. I know we can find a way. I know we can find a way to stand up, stand up, stand up.
Uniting the races with truth instead of dividing them with lies. We're also rebuilding the family by rebuilding the man. Good morning. Hi, y'all. Hi, y'all. Hi, y'all. Hi, y'all. You can get involved by calling 888-7753-773, 888-77-JESSE. And I am Jesse Lee Peterson. Jesse, Jesse. My biblical question for this week. What does it mean to go to God in fear and trembling? What does it mean to go to God in fear and trembling? It is such a good question. No matter where you are and what you're doing, coming across the border with the thousands of people that are coming right now is amazing. I wonder if they're coming by the droves because elections are next year, and they know that the Great White Hope, it looks like he's going to win, and it's all over but the shouting if Donald Trump get back in there. I'm wondering if that's why they're flooding the borders now. Amazing. You can get involved no matter where you are and what you're doing by calling the listen line on TalkStream Live if you're not able to watch the show right now. By calling the listen line on TalkStream Live at 6 on your iPhone or iPad, 641-793-1500. 641-793-1500. Amazing, huh? Amazing. To donate to have your super chats read out loud, go to buymeacoffee.com/JLP Talk or rebuildingtheman.com. Rebuildingtheman.com. So, and there are two lines open right now you want to jump in there. It is Friday again. And every Friday is Get It Off Your Chest Day. A lot of people have a lot of things on their chests. And so we set aside Friday so you can get it off your chest. We set aside Friday so that you can express yourself Friday. You'll have it.
You, Tom, like a mug. You need to go and get yourself bleached because everything you say about black people and you're sitting up there looking like a tar baby.
It might sound like a semantics argument, but he's a gray alien.
I wonder if he's been smoking pot.
I don't want to deal with you. If you want to talk to him, that's cool.
Mama,
but don't talk to me no more.
Mama, years ago.
I don't want to deal with you, man.
It's Christmas.
From the nation to the sea, Palestine will be free.
From the nation to the sea.
No, from the mountains to the sea.
It's Christmas.
You look just like him. You act like him. Ugh.
It's Christmas.
Inflation is hurting holiday budgets across the country.
And now the government comes in and they leave you with only that much out of that much. Listen.
Santa, we need to talk.
Amazing. Thank you, Nick. Thank you, baby. Amazing. Amazing. Merry Christmas, by the way. It is Christmas. Unless someone correct me and I can see that they're correct in correcting me, I am 100% convinced. Though I know 100% that our battle is a spiritual battle, it's a warfare between good and evil, right versus wrong. That is like totally it. But on top of that, with the people who have the wicked hearts, and all people do until they forgive, but I am 100% convinced, and without a doubt, unless someone can prove me wrong, I am 100% convinced that this whole battle in the Western world is about getting rid of white people. And yes, there are dumb, blind white people supporting getting rid of themselves because they can't see. In their minds, they think that they're doing the right thing, but they are supporting the people of color and destroying themselves. So without a doubt, this whole outer battle that we're seeing, being encouraged by evil from within, the wicked heart, anyone that has anger has a wicked heart. And you can't trust an angry person, right? But the whole battle is about getting rid of white people, getting rid of Christianity, and getting rid of Judaism. It's all about that. I am convinced of that for so many reasons. I was looking at, and I think it was California. I could be wrong about the state, but I believe it was California, where they had so-called Christmas lighting at the Capitol, and I believe it's up in Sacramento. And instead, they did like a virtual thing they call, where normally people go there, they celebrate, they have fun. And but the governor did it by computer this time. And he had a few people there, it seems. They were somewhere. But there was an Indian, instead of celebrating Christmas, he was talking about indigenous people thing. I'm like, but there was no like, we wish you a Merry Christmas, we wish you a Merry Christmas. They were talking dumb stuff. They want to erase Christianity and Judaism, but especially Christianity, even more so than Judaism itself. But they want to erase white people, including the white Jews. It's about that, and I got proof. But they want to get rid of Christianity. They're not celebrating Christmas this year in a major way, in the way that they've done all of my life and the life before me. Christmas used to be a really big deal, fun deal. And everybody had chimneys, so Santa can come down the chimney. Even in Alabama, on the plantation, everybody had a chimney. The blacks on the plantation and the whites on the plantation had a chimney. We had tin roof homes and wood houses, but it had a chimney. And Santa would come down the chimney every year. And it was a big deal. And Christmas was in the air everywhere. I remember getting my first red wagon. It was beautiful. I got up that morning, Santa had left me a wagon, amongst other stuff, right there in front of the fireplace, under the Christmas tree. Christmas, this whole deal is about getting rid of Christianity. This whole Allah Abba stuff, these protests with the Muslims doing the little protest things, they're doing it, and all you hear is get rid of Jews and Christians. And I remember the Quran said, their little Quran, I think they may have changed it. it said that Christians and Jews are infidels. And whatever you can do to deceive them in order to destroy them, you can do it. Lie to them, befriend them, deceive them, and destroy them. Just think about being raised that way, being taught that way in your religion and by your parents. And they call America the big Satan, and they call Israel the little Satan. Y'all better wake up before it's too late. These people, the Allah people want to conquer the world, and you up there being silly, supporting it because you're angry in your heart and you have something against your fellow man, and you're blind, and now you're easily led down the wrong path to your own destruction. They're leading you down the path to your own destruction because you have anger. Listen to what these people are saying. They want to destroy the big Satan, America, and the little Satan, Israel. I now understand even more so why God said that we should not hate anyone. We shouldn't be angry at anyone. Because when you're not angry, you see clearly what's going on. But when you are angry, you do not see clearly what's happening in your own life and what's happening outside of you and other people's life. You go along with the okie doke because you're blind. I've had over the years, especially when I was doing radio, I used to do radio before I got into this little internet thing. But I interview Muslims, and some of them just outright lied. And then there were Muslims who are ex-Muslims, and they got away from that, and they like, yeah, they want to destroy big Satan and little Satan, and they've been trained, all of them, not just the radical ones. Now, there are some Muslims who overcome that. Like with anything, there are a few who have, for sure. But they want to destroy the big Satan and the little Satan, Christianity, and anything that's white. And it looked like, not all, of course, not all people of color, but it looked like a whole bunch of people of color had joined forces with people of color. And then you have sprinkled little stupid white people involved in the people of color helping to destroy themselves, not knowing that if they succeed in destroying white people and Christianity and Judaism, they're going to turn on each other. Evil knows no friends. Everyone that's angry has no friends. Oh, yeah, you may have a crowd of people around you. You may have people you call and laugh up at, but you don't have friends. They're not your friends. Evil cannot be friends with evil. Just as anger cannot be friends with forgiveness. I would suggest y'all wake up. I was thinking, reflecting on what happened in South Africa and the rest of the world. In South Africa, the same thing happened there. And the white people went to the farmland and let the blacks have the city, and the blacks are destroying the cities. But you know what? The blacks are going out to the farmland where the whites are, because that's what evil does. And lo and behold, they're doing the same thing in America. They're going out to the suburbs now by the numbers and robbing, breaking into these people's homes, taking their cars, robbing their cars, stealing their cars. They're going out, same thing as farmland. Most people do not understand the depths of evil. And they do not understand the depths of the deception of evil, because they have not discovered and working on and overcoming the evil within themselves. And so they're deceived. We talked about this last night at the men's forum a little bit. We won't get into the whole thing, but layers and layers of deception within every person. But white people in the Western world, which are the best parts of the world, right? They're coming in and you're letting them in. You're letting your own enemy. It's like you laid down your Second Amendment and open your doors wide open and say, come on in and destroy us. I surrender. They want white people to be the minority in their own country. And they say it out loud in many cases. In 2020, what? Something, 23, 24, 25, 26. White people being the minority in their own country. And you have the people of color who you allow to come into your country and take over your country for the worse, not for the good. And they tell you, you're going to be the minority and you're going to love it. And we're going to destroy your country in the same manner we've done to the countries that we ran from. We don't have it in us to make it better, they say. And we have all the wrong people in the right places running our country, the Western world, in order to see to it that Christianity, white people are destroyed. They convince you not to have babies. You don't need white babies, they say. Abort them. And if you do have children, have 1, 2 at best, and you're foolish enough to fall for it. Wake up, people. I want you to think about this as an individual. Pay attention. Our borders are wide, way open, and they know all kinds of people coming in now from all over the world, China and everywhere. And we're starting to hear about terror threats now. And in 1 or 2 cases, according to reports, terror attempts. And you think they shut down the borders? No. They tell you that, oh, no problem at the border. And we're looking at lines and lines of people coming in. Droves of people coming in. But they tell you that ain't happening. You don't see that. Your mama ain't beating your daddy. But I'm looking at her. I'm looking at her attacking. I'm looking at it right now. That's not what you see. They playing. Even though dad is screaming and crying. But they'll have our borders wide open, and they all geared up going after stupid Joe Biden's son. I don't care about that. I care about shutting the borders down. I care about jobs. I care about Second Amendment. I care about the freedom of speech. I care about freedom. I don't care about those. And the Republicans are all making a big deal about Joe Biden, but they're not doing anything about the real deal. Is that to distract us? So they're trying to get more money to give to Ukraine. Oh, y'all better help Ukraine. We can't slow the money down. Russia may take Ukraine. Well, what about invasion of illegal aliens taking America? Fox has reported that migrant encounters at the southern borders hit the highest total for a single day ever recorded on Tuesday, marking yet another record broken. Watch this from Fox.
In the last 24 hours, Border Patrol alone has made more than 10,000 apprehensions of illegal immigrants from all over the world. A lot of African men, mostly single adult men here. Some of them were setting campfires overnight in the cold, camping out here, waiting to get taken into custody by Border Patrol.
I love you, Joe Biden. Thank you for everything, Joe Biden. I'm a good person. I want to be a good person here in the United States.
Now, Arizona has a Democrat governor. Her name is Katie Hobbs. Governor Hobbs is calling for more federal action.
We need the federal government to act and provide more resources, and we've been very clear about that. I know this is beating the drum that we've been beating for decades, but we need comprehensive immigration reform to really thoroughly address this issue.
CBP officers at the port of entry there stopping a car and finding over 1 million fentanyl pills hidden in that smuggler's vehicle. Thankfully, they were able to seize that. Of illegal immigrants pushing through a breach in the border wall that had been cut through by smugglers. This happened right in front of Border Patrol. All these people came spilling through the wall trying to take advantage of the situation. Then a human smuggler looks at our camera, gives us a shrug, and salutes us.
Wow. A human smuggler does that. And you got a stupid female Democrat representative up there supporting them. And they call it comprehensive immigration reform. Dress up evil with nice words. Do you know that I'm starting to realize all these words that these people use cover up evil? And they don't call it what it is, and so you don't go free because you use the same words as the devil, the children of the devil. Look at all those people coming in here. But they're sending money to Ukraine for their borders. They're sending money to the Allahu Akbar country. They're sending money to Israel. They're protecting and supporting everybody but America. And they're focused on Joe Biden's son. Joe Biden's son, I doubt, maybe. I doubt if he goes to jail. And if he does, they'll say, oh, Joe Biden's son indicted in California. I guess yesterday. If he does go to jail, and what good is that going to do to the border? How will that stop crime? How will that stop trying to get rid of Christianity? How will that stop trying to forcibly get rid of white people, especially white males? Because they're not afraid of the white woman. They know she's weak. How will that stop it? Why don't y'all... Well, I started to say, why don't y'all wake up? But I understand. And these illegals are coming over here. They're thanking Joe Biden. Thank you, Joe Biden. We love you, Joe. Joe Biden, you can't go. We're all from Mexico. Come on, man. We need handout, Joe Biden. You stay. And we love you. And these people are coming in, they're asking for handouts already. Watch this from X.
Can you help me take me to prison? I haven't eaten anything for 24 hours. 24 hours I haven't eaten anything. Could you help me?
I'm just a reporter. I can't help you. I'm very sorry.
Can I give you money and bring me some McDonald's? I'm so hungry, man. Please.
I'm sorry.
That was kind of low, but it sounded like he was asking for money because he hungry. Are we able to turn that up? Or did it sound low or was it just me on my end? It was kind of low, huh? He was asking for money. I've been told it was quiet on the screen, too. But illegal alien, my plea, I'm hungry. I'm going to McDonald's. Folks, it's we, the government, is not the government over us. We are the boss of the government. Well, you're not the boss anymore. You used to be. The illegal alien already begging. And they're going to get it, too. I saw a report. I don't know how true it is. I haven't proven it or been proven. Where they're giving the illegals not only cell phones, right? Free cell phones. Oh, y'all come on in, give us we're gonna give you cell phones, and you let us, you come and report in another 10 years, let us know how things going, register. And in the meantime, here's a debit card or something for $5,000, according to the report, to the illegal aliens. And you have these misleading so-called representatives telling you that what we're seeing is not true. And a lot of liberal media is not even showing it. They tell you it ain't true. Ain't no problem at the borders. The border is secure. Watch this from Fox. Representative Ayanna Pressley, a Democrat from Massachusetts, claimed in an interview that the border with Mexico is secure. Watch this from CNN.
Asking the white majority to do something is difficult. And I think it'd be easier if we just acknowledge that it's difficult. No ethnic majority group in 10,000 years of human history I can find ever went from being a majority to being...
My father married us a Cherokee. They're working on it, folks. In the meantime, 888-7753. 773-888-77-JESSE. What a mess! I wish, and I'm wishing on something that cannot be, I wish that there was a way we could show you films of the good old days when I was growing up, when America was so amazing. And I know a lot of young people have been brainwashed to believe that America was never amazing. You hear the race hustlers say, when was America amazing? It was always amazing until recently. We have it? Yeah. Okay. Here's this Ayanna Pressley lying to you, saying the border, there's no problem at the border. The border is secure. Watch this from CNN.
The border is secure or it is not secure?
I believe that we are in the midst of a humanitarian crisis and there needs to be federal investment. No doubt about it. Our border is secure.
Do you think that the border is secure? Is that what you said?
Yes, the border is secure.
I'm not disagreeing with anything you're saying except for the idea that the border is secure. I mean, if you have people crossing the border, it's just by definition not secure. Millions of people make this very unsafe journey. Millions of people give money to people who prey on them, coyotes, and take them on these journeys to cross into the United States. Just such a refusal to acknowledge reality, just to say that the border is secure when we all know millions of people are crossing the border illegally every year. But would you grant me the point that the border is not secure?
Jake, that is a conversation for another day.
Wow. You heard that black female so-called representative say that the border is secure, right? You heard it. Play Fox from Fox clip 818 again, Hassan. And see if the border looks secure to you. Migrant. Oh, the time. Oh, okay. We're coming to a break. But thousands of migrant or illegal aliens are crossing the border. And this black female liberal Democrat tell you it's not true. Right in front of the white man's face. The white man, even, and I think that guy's a liberal, I don't know, but he's like, oh, you should, wait, I'm just, all right, you can say all the other mess that you want to say. Are you saying the border is secure? Yeah, oh yeah. Turning my country into a hood. You still want black people to run your country? 888-7753, 773. Tapper is pretty liberal. Of CNN, I'm told. A quick break. Your phone calls and super chats when I come back. Back in a moment. You can't can't run from evil within yourself or outside of self. You got to deal with it. And you need good in order to deal with evil. And God is good. You need to return to the Father. And you'll see within you, he will fight the battle for you. And he will fight it without, because he will show you how to deal with it. And you will have no fear. Love God with all your heart, all your soul, all your might, along with nothing else. Nothing else means yourself, your children, your wife, your things, your ego, your reputation, and all that. You can't care about any of that. The children of anger will use it to control you. But if you love God, he will renew your mind, and none of those things will be before him. And so when they go after you, oh, well, you may take my body, you may take my things, but you're not going to take my soul. And that's a true reality. It's Open Line Friday, 888-7753, 773-888-77-JESSE. Before I go to the calls, and I am in a few minutes, I said earlier in my open remarks that this whole thing that we're watching happening in the Western world is spiritual, of course. It's good versus evil, but it's about getting rid of white people and Christianity and Judaism, anything that's white. And because you, as an individual, you have anger toward your fellow man who has turned you away from the light of God to the darkness, so you can't see what's really going on. And so you go out and chant with these people carrying on, not knowing the real deal. The ones over you who have gotten you to go out on the street and fight one another, you're helping them to destroy you and your country. It was like that woman we were talking about from the from the rock to the sea or something. She had no clue what she was saying. Y'all need to wake up. They are somebody. Now, I don't know. I hear all kind of rumors about the people who are trying to do it. But somebody with money and know how to control the masses are working desperately on destroying the Western world and Christianity. The Western world and Christianity, because the rest of the world is screwed up. And they don't want any beauty around. They don't want any light. And Christianity brings light into the world. And y'all are helping to destroy, including some white people. They want white people to become the minority in their own countries. And white people, why y'all so weak that you're going along with it? Don't be angry. That way you won't fight in the wrong way, because that's what they want you to do. I got proof. Smiling faces tell lies, and I got proof. Beware of the pat on the back. It just might hold you back. Jealousy, envy. I got proof. They want to get rid of white people. They want to get rid of Christianity. They'd rather have indigent people. They'd rather have Allah Uapa over Christianity. Because Christianity is the best religion on this side of heaven. It's the only religion that tells you must be born again. It's the only religion that tells you that you're wrong. And if you want to be perfect peace on earth, you must be made right. You must drop your ego. You must be born again. Here's my one evidence of my proof that they want to get rid of white people. Is all this carrying on, these marches at the universities and all over the place, it's about getting rid of white people. The Black Lives Matter radical worse than the KKK. It was about getting rid of white people and money. This is from X. Van Jones in 2021. We want the white minority to go from being the majority. No, I'm sorry. We want the white majority to go from being a majority to being a minority. And like it. They want you to be the minority and like it. You're going to become the minority and you're going to love it. And I'm staying. Watch this from X.
Asking the white majority to do something is difficult. And I think it'd be easier if we just acknowledge that it's difficult. No ethnic majority group in 10,000 years of human history that I could find ever went from being a majority to being a minority and liked it. And that's basically the request from the racial justice left, is that we want the white majority to go from being a majority to being a minority and like it. That's a tough request.
That is.
And the reality is that change is hard.
It should be.
Change that you want is hard. Change that is good is hard.
Think about that. This male is telling you what he wants. And he's going to like it. So why do they want the white people to become the minority? Why do they want that? He didn't say why. Why do they want white people to become the minority in their own country? They're not going to make it better. It was already amazing when they got here. Why do they want the minority and want you to like it? In your own country. This is not Africa. It's not China. It's not Russia. It's America. It's the Western world. Why do they want you to be the minority? And don't you ask that question? Well, why do you want that, man? I want to play that for you again. I'm going to be quiet. I want you to hear it. So you're shaking your boots and wake up. Van Jones, he black. In 2020, according to X, this is from X, we want white majority to go from being a majority to being a minority and like it. Why? Why would anybody want that kind of, and put out that kind of request in the white man's world? You came here. Go away. Go to Africa. Watch this.
Asking the white majority to do something is difficult. And I think it'd be easier if we just acknowledge that it's difficult. No ethnic majority group in 10,000 years of human history that I could find ever went from being a majority to being a minority and liked it. And that's basically the request from the racial justice left, is that we want the white majority to go from being a majority to being a minority and like it. That's a tough request. And the reality is that change is hard. Change that you want is hard. Change that is good is hard.
That's an evil male right there. Can a white man go on TV and say, we want the blacks to be the minority and like it? And be quiet and just like it. I know it's hard. A change is hard. But we want you to do it, and we want you to like it. We are the white world. This is our country. Can a white man say that and get away with it? This country was founded and created by white men with the help of God that made it possible for all the egghead people to be here. Hake has tell me it's because he is a liberal, that guy right there, Van Jones, and whites are conservative. Right. That's why the white countries are so beautiful and amazing. Because when you're a Christian conservative, goodness come out of you. Amazing talent come from you. And they hate that. Can you imagine going to somebody else's country, coming from an S-hole country, and you go there and deliberately try to destroy it? Attack the people that let you in. Y'all need to wake up. It ain't about what they're telling you it's about. And with the Muslim people, until they come around and say, you know what, that Quran thing was wrong. Y'all not to beat Satan. We shouldn't be trying to befriend you in order to destroy you. We shouldn't be lying to you to destroy you. And I remember years ago when I first started radio and TV, they would say America will become majority Muslims, and they're going to change the country into the Muslim world. And so in parts of our country already, where a lot of the Muslim people live, like in Michigan somewhere, I may be wrong state, it's all controlled by the Muslim, right? They even make that loud noise when they have to pray 100 times. Dearborn, Michigan. What a mess. 888-7753-773. Mark is a first-time caller out of Texas. Mark, welcome to the show. Get it off your chest.
Hey, Jesse, how are you doing?
All is well, Mark.
Yeah, well, I want to start by telling you, man, you have the best show on this side of heaven, and I mean that. I never miss it.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Yeah, just quick question about the Bible. I was just curious. I know, you talked to a lot of pastors and asked them if they were called by God or went to school for it. Do you believe? I mean, is the Bible something that you believe in literally, or what are your thoughts on the Bible?
The Bible is a very interesting and good book to read, but I don't believe in the Bible.
Okay. So you don't recommend that people need to read it necessarily?
No, I do recommend people read it, but read not to remember. Just use it like a road map, and let the road map lead you to where you should be going. But don't get all into it and believe in it and all that. If you do that, you'll just become an intellectual of the Bible, and your heart is wicked.
Okay. Very good.
You believe in the Bible?
Not literally. No. And I just was real interested in your opinion. I own one, but I don't read it on a regular basis. But I'm a Christian. I just wanted to get your feelings on the Bible itself.
No, it's a good book to read. I highly recommend people read it, but don't read it and get into believing in it. That's where you're going to be stuck, and you will never have perfect peace.
Okay.
Do you believe in the Bible?
Do I believe in the Bible?
Do you believe in the Bible?
Do you mean as a literal document from God or just in what it says?
Do you believe in the Bible?
I would say no.
You do not believe in the Bible?
I believe in Jesus. I don't know that I believe in the Bible, because that means that I have to believe in everything it says.
And so do you believe in the Bible?
I would say no.
And why not?
Well, I don't know that I believe that it's a true story from God. I mean, there's parts of it that I think were made up by man or misinterpreted or what have you.
Oh, okay. And do you believe you said you believe in Jesus?
Yes.
And how do you know you believe in Jesus?
Well, I believe I have a personal relationship with him.
What's your personal relationship with him? Y'all hang out and get drunk?
Well, I mean, obviously there's faith involved, right? I mean, because I don't see him or have a conversation with him, and we haven't gotten drunk together. But I have a belief. I have a belief in Jesus, and it makes the most sense to me out of the other religions that are out there.
And how do you have a personal relationship with him? You say you have a personal relationship with him. What does that mean? Well, how did you do that? What does that mean? What does that look like?
Yeah, I mean, that's a great question. I mean, obviously it's a lot of one-way relationship because he doesn't talk back to me very much.
Well, maybe he doesn't have a personal relationship with you.
Well, that's true. That's true.
He doesn't have a personal relationship with you?
Yeah. No, well, that's true. He may not.
No, that was a question. Does he have? You have a personal relationship with Jesus, but does Jesus have a personal relationship with you?
I guess I would have to answer that honestly with a no, because I guess the answer is no.
So why do you have a personal relationship with somebody and they ain't got no personal relationship with you?
How do I get a personal relationship with him?
But how did you? But you mean like how does you get him to give you a personal relationship?
Yes.
But how did you get one with him and he didn't give back?
Well, so basically, I would communicate and pray with him, and I would feel like he was answering some of my prayers, but obviously there was no two-way communication.
Why you believe Jesus was answering your prayers?
Well, Jesse, when I look at some of the other religions that I have researched, like the Muslim religion, and by the way, I was just in Dearborn, Michigan a couple weeks ago, and that's a little bit of a scary place to be in right now.
I bet.
Yeah, we drove through there as fast as we could.
And so, how do you have a relationship with Jesus, but he won't reciprocate? Ooh, reciprocate, big word.
Jesse, you got me thinking. I have to tell you, I wasn't brought up in a religious family, by the way. My parents were Christian, but they didn't practice. So my faith is really all on me. And, I don't know. I mean,
So why'd you say that then?
Well, I guess I spoke too quickly without really thinking about it.
And so what gave you the idea?
Maybe a better... Go ahead, sorry.
No, finish your point.
I was just going to say maybe it would have been better worded if I said that that I had belief or faith in Jesus, but not a personal relationship.
Where did you get the idea and words to say, I have a personal relationship with Jesus? Where did that come from?
Well, I guess it's because I communicate with him on my end.
Where did you get the words to say, I have a personal relationship with Jesus? Where did that? Who taught you that?
That's a good question. I guess obviously I'm repeating something I've heard, but I'm not quite sure where I heard it.
Did you hear that church?
Maybe in church. That seems like it'd be the most. Yes.
And you thought you understood what it meant?
Yes.
And why did you think that?
Probably because I didn't take enough time to really think about what I was saying. Because now that I'm saying it out loud to you, I realize that I don't really know what that means.
And then did you say that Jesus answered some of your prayers?
In the past, yes. I felt like when I prayed to Jesus, not all, but some have seemed to be answered pretty quickly. Not by communication with him, but by occurrences that happened, in the world.
And where did you get the idea that Jesus answered prayers?
Church.
And up until right now, what has prevented you from thinking for yourself to see if what you've been taught is true? Does it really work, or is just ideas that you have? What have prevented you from thinking about those things?
Nothing. I guess just myself.
And why don't you think for yourself?
Jesse, I generally do, and now I'm starting to realize maybe I haven't in this area.
Have you ever questioned, I got this personal relationship with Jesus. He ain't got no personal relationship with me. What y'all? And Jesus answered some of my prayer, but yet I still don't have perfect peace. Have you ever questioned that?
I've questioned why I don't have perfect peace before, yes. Have I questioned why he doesn't answer all of my prayers? No, I haven't really questioned that.
Has he ever answered any of your prayers?
I mean, like I said, I thought he did because of coincidence. Maybe they were coincidences, but not all of them. So, maybe not.
And when he didn't answer all of them, did you go like, what's up with you, Jesus?
Well, I mean, I think what I did, Jesse, is I took, again, what I was taught, that, sometimes he doesn't answer your prayers because, he is answering them by not answering them type of deal. Those. So, the kind of stuff they throw at you.
Yeah, but I will encourage you, Mark, you got to start looking within yourself and seeking from within. This is why God said, let no man teach you, because you've been taught and all you have is intellect and it's not working.
Okay. Yeah, I'm definitely seeing that during this phone call.
Have you gone and forgiven your mama?
I have not.
And why not? Hold on, Mark. Are you able to hold?
Sure.
Hold on. 888-7753. 773. Quick break. Back in a moment. With the way things are going, but you can't be angry because that's what the enemy wants. He wants to control you. They do things to make you mad so they can control you. It's like being married. And the wife would do things to make you mad, or she'll do things to make you feel good. And men do that to women too when they want something from the woman, especially sex. They'll make her feel good or they'll make her angry. And the woman's gonna have to say, you don't want to be angry. You want to speak up. You want to disagree with what's going on. It's wrong, but do not be angry. Then you won't have fear. You won't have doubt. You won't have worries. You'll be able to see, but you got to stay away from anger. That's why you must forgive your mothers and your fathers so that you can overcome the spirit of anger. It's a spirit and it's wicked. Nothing good in anger. because it has no love, folks. You need love to defeat evil. And love is not a weakness. It's a strength. It's from God. It's His nature.
A whole lot of mess going on in the world. This is the end of hour 1 of the Jesse Lee Peterson Show. It's Express Yourself Friday, December 8th, 2023 AD. Stay tuned for hour 2. JLP will be right back to Get It Off Your Chest Friday. There is one line open. You can call in right now. During Hake News, not fake news, a storm's blowing in. Commie Nonsense Network CNN reports a multi-threat storm will traverse through the eastern half of the United States this weekend, unloading heavy rain and snow across several states. Powerful wind gusts could knock out power and disrupt travel in busy cities as the adverse weather conditions stretches more than 1,200 miles from the Gulf Coast to the Canadian border. And an update on that Las Vegas shooting. It was a Latino reject professor, rejected by many. The far-left female-run outlet The Skim reports. Oh, no. It was the Commie Nonsense Network CNN reports. Chilling new details are emerging about the gun male, not a man, Anthony Polito. CNN refuses to name him because they're emotional liberals. I had to look it up. Who authorities say killed 3 faculty members Wednesday at the University of Nevada in Las Vegas. The 67-year-old suspect, Anthony Polito, who is dead now, don't know whether he killed himself or the cops killed him, because they did engage him, I think. He sent letters to university personnel across the country before the shootings, authorities said. At least some of the envelopes had a white powder in them, but the substance was deemed to be harmless. And by the way, they had no return address, and people recommend you not necessarily open those or be careful with those no return addresses envelopes to university professors. Detectives were continuing the process to process the envelopes and are asking anyone in the education world who receives a letter with no return address to proceed with caution. Las Vegas Sheriff Kevin McMahill said. They're still trying to understand the gun male Anthony Polito's motive. He applied and was denied numerous times for jobs at different Nevada higher education institutions. CNN says his online profile suggests Anthony Polito, this suspect, who's dead, was fascinated by Las Vegas, puzzles and conspiracy theories as well. Freemasonry, the Trilateral Commission, groups focused on world domination, the Rothschild family, he called it, misspelling it. But he said George Soros, who CNN claims is a common target for anti-Semitic conspiracy theories, no such thing, is listed as one of the great minds of the 20th century alongside Albert Einstein and others. So what? This guy was a liberal? Many liberals do commit these mass shootings. What a mess. That gal was allowed to kill her child, whom I told you about on the Hake Report yesterday, and I mentioned it in Hake News 2 days ago. The far-left female-run outlet The Skim reports. And the Texas update yesterday, a judge ruled that Kate Cox, 31-year-old, married pregnant Texas mother of 2, mother of 3 actually, because she's the mother of the child within her body, can get an emergency abortion in the state. Earlier this week, she sued Texas, this 31-year-old Kate Cox, asking the court, along with her husband Justin, asking the court order to allow the procedure of killing the unborn child who has an issue. Kate Cox is 20 weeks pregnant. Her fetus, also known as an unborn baby, her child, the man's child, God's child, has been diagnosed with a fatal genetic condition, trisomy 18, Edwards syndrome. Texas law bans nearly all abortions, but her doctors have said that seeing the pregnancy through poses a risk to her health and future fertility. Now, a district judge issued a temporary restraining order that protects Kate Cox and the medical professionals carrying out the procedure of killing the unborn child from being prosecuted. The Texas Attorney General's office could try to get a higher court to intervene and said Kate Cox does not qualify for a medical exemption. It's not to save her life. It comes as the Texas so-called Supreme Court will rule on a bigger abortion case that could clarify exceptions to the state's abortion law. What a mess, huh? I'm James Hake. Now back to JLP, Hour 2.
Somewhere in the world today, men have got to stand up strong, think the truth about themselves, to understand what went wrong. I know we can find a way. I know we can find a way. I know we can find a way to stand up. Stand up. Stand up.
Uniting the races with truth instead of dividing them with lies. We're also rebuilding the family by rebuilding the man. I'm Jesse Lee Peterson. Welcome to the second hour of the show today. You can get involved by calling 888-7753, 773-888-77-JESSE. And some of you are busy. You're not able to sit and watch the show right now. You're out working out. Now you're shopping, whatever you're doing. Baking cakes and pies for Christmas, and you just can't sit and watch the show. You can call the listen line on TalkStream Live on your cell phone or iPad at 641-793-1500, 641-793-1500. And then you can podcast the show as well. I'm going to get to your Super Chats here. To donate and have your Super Chats read out loud, you can go to buymeacoffee.com, buymeacoffee.com/JLP Talk, or rebuildingtheman.com, rebuildingtheman.com, or Bond JLP on Cash App. And I'm going to read your Super Chats. They're amazing. My biblical question for this week, the biblical question: what does it mean to go to God in fear and trembling? What does it mean to go to God in fear and trembling? It is Friday. It's Open Line Friday. It's Get It Off Your Chest Friday. It is whatever is on your mind. Express yourself Friday.
You, Tom, like a mug. You need to go and get yourself bleached, because everything you say about black people, and you're sitting up there looking like a tar baby.
It might sound like a semantics argument, but he's a gray alien.
I wonder if he's been smoking pot.
24 hours I haven't eaten anything. Could you help me?
No.
I'm just a reporter.
Tis the season of giving.
Bring me some McDonald's.
No doubt about it. Our border is secure.
From the mountains to the sea. Which mountains?
Christmas Smackdown. Here it is.
Where's your Christmas spirit?
Today we're going to be talking about why people should say happy holidays.
Christmas is Christmas, it's Christmas, it's Christmas.
That's right. It's not happy holidays. It's Merry Christmas. It's not happy. And people, don't be so stupid that you're going to start saying what the other people tell you to say. It's Merry Christmas. I hear so many people say, Happy Holidays. I'm like, you dummy. I don't even respond. Or if I should respond, I'm like, Merry Christmas. I want to go quickly back to Mark, a first-time call out of Texas. And Mark believed in the Bible and a friend of Jesus. But Jesus ain't no friend back. Mark.
Yes.
Thank you for holding, man.
Oh, sure.
Mark, so I asked before I went to break, had you forgiven your mother?
Yeah, and I have not, Jesse.
Stay close to your phone and speak up a little bit. And why so you're friends with Jesus. You believe in the Bible. Well, you don't quite believe in the Bible, you said. But you have not forgiven your mother. How is that possible?
I've been too scared to do it, to be honest.
But you're not scared to be friends with Jesus, whom you never seen.
Yeah, but you've never met my mom, Jesse. She's scarier than Jesus.
No, I met your mama. Your mama is just like every mama on this side of heaven.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
so
you're right.
what are you afraid of? How old are you, Mark?
I am 47.
So what are you afraid of if you went to your mother and say, Mother, I'm sorry for resenting you. I realize now you couldn't help yourself. What would happen?
Well, nothing would happen. I just think that she would give me a dirty look as I'm saying it and ask me what I'm talking about.
And you can't handle a dirty look?
Well, up till now, I obviously haven't been able to handle it because I haven't done it. But I know it's something that I need to do.
How do you expect to enter into perfect peace, into the kingdom of heaven, if you don't forgive so you can overcome the nature of the devil?
Well, I don't think that I can, Jesse, until I do it.
And you've heard me say do it before?
Oh, I listen to you all the time, yes.
And so are you doing the silent prayer?
Yes.
But yet you won't go and forgive. How are you going to get into the kingdom, man?
I know. I need to get the nerve up to do it. And trust me, I've been thinking about it for a long time, and then I keep backing down every time I get a chance.
Isn't that something? Think about this. You're 40-something years old. I remember when I forgave my mother, I was 38. I'm like, I'm a grown man. What I'm doing is scared of my mama. But
how did she, Jesse, do you mind me asking how she responded?
My mother, which most mothers don't do, she apologized. She said, you know what, I'm sorry. I didn't realize I had done that to you. And then she started to cry, and she told me about what her mother had done to her, who was my grandmother. And exactly what happened to her, she did it to me, and she didn't realize it. So she apologized. Most mothers won't do that.
No, they won't. But I will tell you, Jesse, I never thought about it until I started listening to you. And you're 100% right. That resentment toward the mother.
Yeah.
It's 100% true. And when you first said it, I had to back up and say, wait a minute. And then I really thought about it, and it's true. I resent my mom, and I think everybody does.
Every human being, male and female, hate their mothers.
Yeah.
And that's why they must be born again of the Father. And the sin is the hatred of the heart. And everyone has it until they forgive.
Yeah. And my mom did try to turn, my parents are married, but she did try to turn me and always blame it on him, and he's doing this wrong, and he's doing that wrong. And she did my whole childhood. I look back now, and I see it very clearly. She did it the whole time.
And why, when you ask us, your Father, why did he let that happen? Why did he allow your mother to turn you away from him? What did he say?
I didn't ask him yet.
Why not?
I'm not scared to ask him that. I just haven't asked him that question yet.
When will you start working on you? You want to know God, it sounds like. When will you start working on yourself from within so you can return home to the Father?
Well, it's time to do it now, and I think that's why I finally reached out to you. I've been listening to you for years, and I finally made the phone call.
Right on.
Yeah.
Well,
so it's time to do it. I've learned so much from you, Jesse. I really, I can't thank you enough. You have so much wisdom.
And that same wisdom is inside of you as well. That's why you can see where I'm coming from. It's the Father, his wisdom is allowing you to see that. So he's trying to draw you back unto him. Yeah.
Well, I see it clear. You're right, because what you're saying rings true. So obviously it has to be inside of me.
100%.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
So you're doing the silent prayer every morning, every night?
I do now, yes.
You're doing it every morning, every night?
For the past, I'd say 3 weeks, yes.
Well, stay with it no matter what happens. And then during the day, if you catch yourself caught up in your thoughts, which are not your own, thinking about the past or the future, just come back to the present. Be aware of your surroundings, your body. You'll be back with the Father.
Okay.
Let me know how it goes, man.
I'll give you a call when I do it, Jesse.
Okay.
Next Friday. I'll call you next Friday if I can get through.
All right. And you're going to be shaking in your booth, but it'll be the last time you have to shake.
I'm going to do it.
And have no expectation from her. You're going there to work on you. And if she want to stay in her hell, let her stay in her hell.
If she, yeah, okay.
Don't expect her to apologize or not to apologize. If she give you a bad look, just that's her look. It has nothing to do with you. You just forgive her, and God will forgive you.
Okay. All right. I'm going to do it.
All right, buddy. Merry Christmas.
Hey, Merry Christmas to you, Jesse. And seriously, thanks so much for what you do, man. Really appreciate you.
You're welcome. Thank you. I appreciate that.
All right.
Okay.
Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye now. 888-7753. 773-888-77 Jesse. Let me go to Brenda out of New York. There's a line open. You want to jump in? It's Open Line Friday. Brenda.
Hi, Jesse.
Good morning.
Good morning. So I'm calling because I wanted to ask you if you would clarify your stance on women. And I say that because I was watching an Instagram live of a friend of mine the other day, and some of his friends came on, and I could tell they were fans of yours because they kept using your catchphrase, like they would go, beta. And then they started, so I was like, and I can always tell who your fans are because they'll do things like that. And in their conversation, they were saying how women aren't going to go to heaven and things like that. And I mean, I don't think that you don't like women. I don't think that you hate women. I don't think anything you say is hateful. But I mean, maybe I'm misunderstanding, or well, maybe those boys, because they were all young, they were like 22. They were saying their ages. So I just wanted to ask you if you could clarify your view on women.
But you just did.
I did, but I don't want to speak for you.
But you just did. You know I don't hate women. I know that. I know that if women were to forgive their mothers, see in their own hearts that they have anger toward their mothers and forgive their mothers and return to the fathers, that they'll be fine. You've heard me talk about the women forum, and these women of all races are waking up. That shouldn't even be a question in your head just because someone else said some stupid stuff.
I was just curious.
But curiosity killed the cat.
But didn't satisfaction bring it back?
That's right. But you already know, so don't let anyone make you doubt yourself. That's what the devil does.
Can I ask you this? I mean, I know this is sort of I don't know if this is a valid question, but why do you think people misunderstand you and think, because some people do think that you don't like women. Why do you think people think that?
Because they're not seeking the truth. They love the lie. They love their hell that they live in, so it's just the way it is. You're going to have a whole lot of people quoting me or quoting the Bible or quoting this or that, but their hearts are wicked. And then you have a few people that will quote it and their hearts are fine because they have forgiven.
Okay, yeah. There's people in my life who I think could benefit from listening to you, but I know that they're not ready. They would reject things you would say, even though you're saying the truth, because they love their hell. But so sometimes what I do is when I'm around them, if it's morning time, or I'll put on one of your repeats, like I'll go to YouTube and I'll just put it on for 5 minutes and be like, oh, sorry, my phone was on loud, sorry. And let them hear a couple.
And why do you think they would benefit?
Because I feel that you have helped me to shed some of my negative thinking, and you've showed me, paths to be closer to God and to be an actual loving person and not just say I'm loving. And I think that, I've listened to you, and there were things that I was resistant at first to some of the things you would say, but I would continue to come back and listen. And then finally my barriers, like the spell that Satan had over me, faded. And I think you're part of that. You're not the only reason, but I definitely was under a spell of Satan. I think some friends and family members of mine are under that, woke, feminist
But why
spell.
do you think they would benefit, though? Most people will not benefit from the truth because they hate the truth. They do not love the truth. They don't want the truth. And so even God doesn't bother those people. He doesn't think they're going to benefit from it because they don't want it. And so he doesn't impose it upon them. He doesn't try to sneak it up on them. He just let them suffer in their hell because he knows they love their hell.
Could it be possible that God would use me to introduce them to you?
Yes. And then out of the 10, one may accept it. Let's say you introduce 10 people, but only one in that 10 may really want to hear the truth. The whole 10, the group of 10 is not going to want to hear. 1 out of 10. And that's the one that you will be able to help.
Yeah, and I don't do it often. It's just once in a while. I'm not on a mission to try to convert anybody or,
Right on.
push anybody's thoughts. Like, sometimes I might bring stuff up so that they, just because things get brought up. Or
Right.
I'll be playing around and I'll play your video on the phone and be like, oh, was I playing my phone loud? But
Are you doing the silent prayer every morning, every night?
I do it every morning, but I don't do it every night because
Amazing.
usually when I go to sleep, it's like I'm working and I fall asleep.
You fall asleep at work?
Well, I'll be working at home at night, and then I don't have a regular bedtime. I just fall asleep when I fall asleep.
Why not? And it's just a question. If you want to keep doing it that way, of course you can. Why not put seeking the kingdom first and always?
What do you mean, that I should set a bedtime to do the silent prayer?
Yeah. Why don't you do that so your rest can be perfect at night?
Because I'm retarded. I don't know, because I should, you're right. I probably should do that. That would probably be better.
No, that was a question.
I have bad habits. Sometimes it's hard
That
to
was
get out.
a-
You can see your bad
that-
habits, and it's hard to get out of them.
Yeah, but that was a question. Why don't you do it?
I don't know. I don't have a good answer.
And there's no
Bad
such thing
habit?
as a bad habit. You're listening to the devil.
I am.
When you refuse, God said to pray without ceasing. The devil said, you know what? Just fall asleep.
Okay, I see what you're saying.
He said, just
Okay.
fall asleep. You've been working. Go to sleep. You don't need to set aside time to be still and know the truth.
Okay. I hear that, and I'm receiving it. Not to sound corny, use woke language. Okay, that makes sense to me. See, that's why I listen to you. Can I ask you a real quick question? Even though I'm a long-term fan, like, are you a pastor or are you a reverend?
Well, I do a little pastoring and reverend, but that's not who I am.
So you're not like because sometimes too, like when I'll talk about you, I'll be like, oh, I heard this great thing on this show that I watch, and the pastor said this, and I'm like, or the reverend said this, but should I not? But you're not a pastor
What's
or a
the
reverend?
difference between a pastor and a reverend?
I don't know.
Oh, what? Well, why does that matter then?
I mean, I suppose it doesn't. I just was another thing curious. I'm like a
Curiosity
cat.
killed the cat.
Meow.
I have the title Reverend, but I'm just Jesse.
Okay.
Just like you just Brenda, I'm just Jesse. And just like you spread the truth, I just put the truth out there. That's all.
Well, thank you so much, Jesse. Merry Christmas to you.
You too. Thank you. And stay with do this. Don't let the devil talk to you out of always practicing being present.
I'm going to take that advice, and tonight I'm not going to just fall asleep. I'm going to do the silent prayer.
Right on. And stay with I don't care what happened. You stay with it.
I will. Thanks, Jesse. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
And Merry Christmas to all the guys in the studio.
Right on. Thank you, Brenda. They can hear you. Thank you. Bye now.
Bye.
888-775-3773. 888-7 888-775-3773. Wikipedia, among Southern Baptists in the United States, pastors are often referred to as Reverend. Amazing. I didn't know that. Thank you, Sean. Super chat. Super chats.
Gregatron bought 3 coffees. Happy Friday, all. I was thinking about y'all's music as well. There's much talent in the JLP network. My request is, can y'all have a collaboration album with Hassan, Joel, Big Bump, and the rest of those guys? And what about that woman? We need her too.
What woman?
I don't know, some woman in church.
Oh,
and Pete from Alaska. Let's get a CD together, shall we? Question mark, question mark. Speaking of music, what's your guys' favorite Christmas song? With his 3 coffees, he asks. Gregatron asks.
Gregatron, I don't have a favorite one that I can think of right now. Christmas song. Do you?
I Wonder As I Wander.
That's the name of it?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how it goes.
I'm not going to sing it for you. I'm not your trained monkey that I perform for you guys.
Oh.
No, it goes, I wonder as I wander out under the sky how Jesus the Savior did come for to die. In a cow stall. Something like that. But it's a little off key. It's like that, though. You recognize it?
No.
Whatever. You're typing a note?
To Sean, yeah.
Okay.
No, I'm not. I don't have a. I don't recognize that one at all.
Do you remember We Three Kings?
No.
We Three Kings of Orient are, bearing gifts we travel afar. Field and fountain, moor and mountain, traveling yonder star. Oh, star of wonder, star of night, star with royal beauty bright. Westwardly. Well, let's move on. Super chats.
Yeah, thank you.
Drew bought 5 coffees.
I forgot about super chat.
you guys are doing an amazing
I'm typing notes
job.
And everything.
The show truly is.
What's going on here? I'm sorry I asked him to sing.
The show truly is.
I thought you said you weren't a monkey. You weren't going to sing.
The show truly is helpful. It's hot in here now. Just want to say thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Drew.
It.
Gregatron bought a coffee. Stand up. Oh, stand up. Stand up. We got fighting to do. Follow God first. Waiting on God. And you gonna get this truth. Yeah, the soundtrack is gonna be fire, says Gregatron.
Amazing. Thank you.
DJ bought a coffee. Hey, Jesse. I was with this girl and she asked me for 25 cents. I dumped her right there. I could never give my money to a woman. That's not my wife.
Right choice. Thank you.
WD-41 bought a diamond. We didn't ever, never, ever go to the moon.
Where is that coming from?
The internet. It's true.
How come people start believing we did not go to the moon?
There were people who've believed that for a
Always
long
been-
time.
that
Yeah,
we did
and then
not?
and now they're spreading it.
Oh. Amazing. It's amazing, too, how you can spread something like that and people catch on and they start saying it. And they don't know if it's true or not. They just said it because somebody else said it. It been spread it.
Exactly.
Like that woman talking about that we played earlier. She was saying from the mountain to the sea.
Palestine will be free.
She didn't even know what she was talking about. He like from the mountain. She was like from the ocean. He was like, what ocean? A dummy. Had no clue. Amazing. Okay. Thank you.
Potleaf bought a diamond, no message. Thank you.
Thank you.
DJ Khan says, hey, Jesse, tell Joel he black heart emoji. Love you.
He black.
That was a Cash App.
I'll tell him.
Chalice bought a couple saying thank you, brother.
Amazing. Thank you.
Sharon says, donated a generous donation for the equipment. I love and listen every day.
Thank you, Sharon. I appreciate that. Amazing.
Jack bought a Cash App saying, what's the secret to making boys first? Emoji. Frowny face slightly.
Oh, I got to ask my expert shot in the next hour. How can you tell right away when somebody's lying? Right away, the first word out of their mouth, you know they're lying. So we'll talk to my experts about that in the next hour. Thank you.
John donated on Cash App for support. Thank you.
Thank you, John.
Alexandra did as well. Thank you.
Thank you, Alexandra.
Devin on Cash App. Thoughts come from hell. I'm working on myself.
Thank you. Stay with it.
Evgeny Crosby with a couple of diamonds. Hey, Jesse, the shape of Ayanna Pressley's head makes me want some milk duds.
Amazing. Thank you.
Dee's donated on Cash App saying amazing.
Amazing.
Chalice donated 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times saying thanks.
Thank you.
So Callus donated on Cash App saying beta.
Amazing. Thank you.
Adler on Cash App. Thanks, JLP.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
Angel donated a couple of Cash Apps saying, is it okay to stay away from all family and only cling to husband and children?
Absolutely. If that's what you want to do, absolutely.
Sion bought a coffee. America used to be amazing. Yes, Jesse. Now even doctors are worthless. They just prescribe pill and don't even know the solution. It's like they just bought their doctorate and not really worked hard. Can't even trust doctors now. Amazing.
Amazing. Thank you.
Matt bought 3 coffees. How do men help their wives escape the control of the devil and return to our Heavenly Father?
By stop arguing with her. No more argument. Lay your weapon down. Do not argue with her at all, but tell her she needs to overcome her anger. She needs to overcome the anger and let her deal with it. Do not argue with it. Don't try to prove it. Don't try to make her do it. Point it out, but don't be angry. And leave her, let her stay in her hell until she's ready. Amazing. Thank you.
Marcus bought a coffee. Bible Thumper Thursday was amazing yesterday. I laughed for hours.
It was amazing. You can podcast all the show, so check out Bible Thumper Thursday. It was amazing yesterday.
A couple more coffees. Someone bought a coffee. I don't care if your mother is Mary and your dad is a beta alcoholic loser. Loving your father would be much more fulfilling than loving your mother.
Absolutely.
I realize that Jesse's whole message is simply to shift our focus from the evil to good and seek love from our fathers, not our mothers. The whole world looking for love from their mothers. Amen.
Amazing. Thank you.
Eric Bergman with the coffee. Jesse, can you give me a topic or theme to write a song about? I'll take anything.
Amazing. Thank you.
I guess that's a no.
I don't have one. What the? I'm not a songwriter, but thank you.
Cactus Eater Bear donated a diamond. Off-key Christmas music is better than none. Nice.
Amazing. They're talking about you singing?
That's kind, I guess.
Yeah, they're like way off-key. That was so far off key, it was away from the piano.
Canadian David.
Let me take a break.
Okay.
Hold that thought. Let me take a quick break. Back in a moment. Thank you all. Back in a moment. Don't forget where you are. We have a counseling service, and I have to admit, thanks to God, it is the best counseling service on this side of heaven. I counsel with men and women, families, individuals around the world. Most people are unhappy, they're miserable, they have rough lives, they're depressed, suicidal, young and old, of all races. I understand, I know why, and I do understand it. Because exactly what's happening in me is happening with everybody outside of me, inside of them. And I've noticed that with those who really, really, really want to understand, they overcome it just like that, out of one counseling session. If you need counseling, you can go to rebuildingtheman.com or call 800-411-2663. 800-411-BOND. Best counseling service on this side of heaven. A couple announcements. Number one, the Hake Report is coming up at 9 a.m. this morning. TheHakeReport.com from 9 to 11 a.m. And James Hake is on fire. And then at 12 noon today, a brand new episode of the Father's Day. And it's amazing. I talked with Senator Karen Kaiser. And Senator Kaiser is the president pro tempore of the Washington State Senate, represented its 33 district, legislative district, 33rd legislative district. Oh, that mess. Watch this.
Next time on The Fallen State.
Do you regret running for Senate rather than obeying your husband?
I do think I made the right choice for my life.
I noticed that every time men listen to women, they suffer.
That's an odd position.
So was God kind of odd?
No, I think your position is a little odd.
So are you a feminist?
I am a humanist.
Do you love white people?
Not particularly.
What? Do you love Donald Trump?
How could anybody love that person?
Amazing. And I think she said you'll see in the conversation, I think she said she was a Christian. What the? That's at 12 noon today. And then at 4, and by the way, you can support the Father's State there on locals.com and thefatherstate.tv/donate. And at 4 p.m., the American Anchor Baby. At 4 p.m. today, the American Anchor Baby. And don't forget to follow us on all our social media stuff. Jesse Peters on Instagram and JLP Talk on X. Last night we had our men's forum, our last one for this year, the first Thursday one. Every first Thursday we have the men's forum, right? And third Thursday for the ladies. And last night, It went out with a major blast. It was really mind-blowing. I had planned to end it at 8:30 p.m. Pacific time. Nope, that did not happen. And the guys that showed up, truly seeking was right. And Bill from Michigan, Bill is visit every year. He's been listening for years now. And at the end of every year, Bill tends to come out and visit and fellowship with us in the last men's meeting and Sunday morning meeting. So, Bill, it was good seeing you. And your talk was amazing.
Amazing.
Amazing. Thank you, Bill. But last night was amazing. It was so amazing that some of the employees showed up late this morning. I'm like, what the? But it was all worth it. All right, let me go to Diana. Diana out of New York. Diana, welcome to the show. Get it off your chest.
Hi, Jesse. How are you?
All is well, Diana.
Hi. So I live in a building complex, and from time to time, I will visit an elderly man and keep him company because he had lost his wife like 2 years ago, and we was having a conversation. He was talking to me about his neighbor, and it's an elderly woman, and her 40-year-old daughter lives with her. And he was just telling me stuff about like how the daughter is, she drinks and that she's always going out and seeing different men, and that, she leaves her mother at home, doesn't take care of her, and that sometimes he would have to, go over to her apartment and, help her out and things like that.
You mean this is his daughter?
No.
Or neighbor's daughter?
I was talking to an elderly man.
Right.
He lives alone.
Oh, okay.
And he was speaking to me about his next door neighbor.
I got you.
That lives right next to him.
Okay.
And it's an elderly woman that lives with her daughter.
Right.
Or no, actually her daughter lives with her because the apartment belongs to the mom.
Okay.
And so he was just telling me about, the daughter and all this stuff, and how he would have to go and take care of the mom sometimes. And, then we was just having a conversation, and, I think I was kind of like bringing up stuff like, well, her daughter don't owe her mother anything. So, because I think he mentioned something about the mother kept on saying, oh, she doesn't do anything for her and all this other stuff. And I said, well, why should she? She's a grown woman, and I know she lives there, but, I was just saying that, she's a grown woman. She doesn't owe her anything. And, he was like, well, that's her mother still, and, she brought her into this world. And I was like, well, she didn't bring her into this world. God did. And, he was just like, yeah, well, still, she shouldn't be, like, going off and doing things. She should be at home, taking care of her mother instead of me going over there.
Long story short, what?
Okay, so I came to this realization that, he comes out and he was like saying, well, I had this great relationship with my mom. And I was like, I was saying stuff about, like how mothers can be, how they treat their children. And he was like, well, I had this great relationship with my mom. And then I started to tell him about my relationship with my mom. And then he says, well, you know what's crazy? My wife, she went through the same thing with her mother, right? And I said, you see? And I told him, you see, mothers do this to their children. And he goes like, well, my mother was a good mom. So I came to this realization that, you know, mothers tend to treat their, it's both the same thing, but they are covert with their sons, but they're obvious with their daughters.
When you say obvious, what do you mean?
Like, they're not hiding it. Like, they're just pure evil to their daughters. Like, they'll be evil with them. They'll yell at them. They're, you know, mentally abusive. You know, they'll just, you know, they will just show you they just don't care about you. You understand what I'm saying?
Right. And you don't think they do the son the same way?
No, they do it in a more covert way, like in a manipulative way, because I notice even when you have male callers calling into your show, they'll all tell you, well, my mom was a good mom.
Yeah.
They'll all come out and say that. They don't say, my mom never did anything wrong. Because basically what they do is they'll be like, they'll manipulate the boys, like say, look, my son is good looking. My son is a good boy. Look at this. And then on the side, they'll be like, son, come do this for me. Do this for me. And then, you know, they'll be like, oh, my mom loves me. Let me do this for her. You know, she calls me, I'm a good boy. And she says all this stuff. So that's kind of how like they manipulate the boys so that, you know, many times you got these callers that they don't believe that their moms did anything to them, but they doing it in a more subtle, covert way. But the stories that the women will tell you, they'll flat out tell you, oh, my mom was an evil bitch. You know, she was just evil.
She was an evil
like,
what?
I didn't want to say the word, but an evil bitch.
Evil what?
The BITC.
What
a dog.
What that spell?
A bitch.
But you know, you make a very good point, Diana. You're right. I think I've seen that before a lot, but I've not put it all together in the manner that you have. And you're making a very, very, very good point. You're absolutely right.
Yeah, it came out. I just thought about that because I noticed men all say that their moms were good to them, but you know, when they just don't see it.
Right.
But they do it in a way where they pamper their sons. They treat, like you know how you mentioned, they treat their sons like that's their man, their husband.
Right.
My beautiful son. Oh, look at this. I did this to him. You know.
They be
he's
hot.
going to school. Yeah.
They be hot for their sons.
Oh, of course. And then they take them shopping. They do everything. Oh, come take me to the store. Do this, do that.
Yeah.
And because, you know, they've been, the men have gotten all that attention from their mom when they were little. They keep craving that attention and they'll just do whatever they want for their mothers because, you know, their mother is so nice to them. Very,
very deep, profound point. You're absolutely right. I'm getting all these flashes of different guys I've spoken to over the years, and that's exactly what happened to them. I know one now that I'm thinking about, and it's exactly what happened to him. And he can't see that fake love that his mother gave him, drawing him in, it's just as evil as that outright evil love she gave her daughter. It's the same spirit. Both are evil.
Yes. Yeah.
Very good point. That's deep. So in closing, did your neighbor ever did he understand that he hated his mother? He doesn't love her?
I think he kind of like, all right, let's move on to the next subject.
Oh, yeah. I don't want to talk about my mama.
Exactly. Yeah.
Very good point, Diana. I appreciate that.
You're welcome.
Very, very good observation.
Yeah. Yeah. When I after that, I was like, wait a minute, something's not right here. He's not getting it. A lot of men that call your show are not getting it. And it's just the way, it's the same spirit. It's just instilled in the man and the woman differently.
Absolutely. Amazing. Thank you, and Merry Christmas.
You're welcome, Jesse. Merry Christmas.
That's amazing. That's deep. That is so deep. That's mind-blowing. Let me go to Momo, a first-time caller out of Washington State. Momo, I believe. Is it Momo?
Yeah, it's Momo.
Momo, welcome to the show. You're on the air.
Yeah, how you doing? Happy Friday.
Thank you.
Amazing.
Oh, amazing.
I had a question.
Yes.
How do you think the Biden administration, do you think they're America first?
The Biden administration?
Yeah.
Absolutely not. They're not American first, second, or third.
Well, what are they first?
Ego self. They're working with countries where they can get money for themselves and perceive power by pretending to care about other countries.
Exactly. Isn't it sickening that the country we live in is Ukraine and Israel first before America first for lobbyist interests?
It's sickening that my country is put any country, I don't care what country it is, any country before America. And that's what I was talking about earlier. I don't know if you heard it or not, is that they're doing nothing. And this is not just the Biden administration, it's also the Republicans. They're doing nothing, zero for America. And while they're voting on sending money to this country, that country, they're doing everything but for America because they're hypocrites and they're about themselves and not about America.
Same goes for the Great White Hope.
What do you mean?
Isn't the Great White Hope doing the same thing?
Doing what?
He's in love with Israel. We need to help Israel. Israel is our ally. Instead of finishing that wall, he sent billions to Israel.
And you don't know why he didn't finish the wall here?
No, I know why he didn't finish it.
And why not?
The money. They didn't get enough money to do it in time.
Right, so why would you put him in the same basket with the Biden administration?
Well, if he had time to send money to other countries and not finish the wall, what would you think?
Why would you put him in the same basket with the Biden?
The same thing. He's doing the same thing as Biden. Is he not sending money more money overseas than towards the wall?
Is he in government right now?
I'm not talking about right now. I'm talking about when he was in office.
Is he in office right now?
No, he's not.
Did he control the money or Congress?
Congress.
Oh, and so why you love the Jews?
Oh, hell no. I'm against it.
You don't love the Jews?
I'm America first.
Do you love the Jews?
I wouldn't say I love them.
Do you love the Jews?
Palestinians. I love Palestinians.
Do you love the Jews?
No.
Do you love white people?
Yeah, they're American.
And so you love white people?
Yeah.
But you don't love the Jews?
Not the ones killing the Palestinians.
Do you love the Jews?
I'm not the ones killing the Palestinians.
Do you love the Jews?
No.
And do you love the Allahu Abba people?
Who's that?
Allahu Abba?
Muslims?
Do you love the Allahu Abba people?
Who's Allahu Abba?
You don't know who? Are you a Muslim?
Yes.
And you don't know who Allahu Abba is? You better let them know that.
You mean Allah?
What?
You mean Allah?
What?
Were you pronouncing God?
Allahu Abba.
I never heard that before, Jesse.
You never heard Allahu Abba?
Never.
No. How old are you?
I'm 25.
So you're not a real Muslim if you never heard Allahu Abba.
You crazy. I'm a real Muslim, diehard Muslim.
How you diehard Muslim and you never heard of Allahu Akbar?
Jesse, you're just making up words.
Are you serious?
Are you as brainwashed as black people?
So you never heard Allahu Akbar?
I heard of Allah. I don't know where this Abba is coming from.
Really? And so, how you say you do not love the Jews, right?
They're killing people. How can I love them?
Do you believe that? But the Palestinians are killing people too.
Jesse, do you know the history?
I said that, no, I don't want to get into all that. I'm saying that the Palestinians are killing people as well. How can you love them?
They're the oppressed.
Oh, you love the oppressed?
Why would I not love the oppressed?
Do you believe that America is the big Satan?
No.
You don't
I'm
believe
American.
You don't believe that America is the great Satan?
How can I? I was born and raised here.
Do you believe America is the great Satan?
Nope.
And do you believe Israel is the little Satan?
I believe they're the big one.
Oh, you believe they're the big one, but not America?
No, man. How many times did I have to tell you, Jesse, I'm American first?
Why didn't you not, if you were an American, why did you become a Muslim and not a Christian?
I was born.
What?
I was born a Muslim.
How can you be born a Muslim?
How can you be born a Christian?
No, how can you be born a Muslim?
I was born into it. My family is.
You're born into what?
Muslim.
How can you be born into it?
Jesse, were you born into Christianity?
No.
Oh, okay.
How can you be born into Muslim?
Well, I was Muslim since I came out the womb.
Really? And so,
Yeah.
so you, Momo, who are you?
I'm an American.
Who are
Born and
you?
raised.
Who are you?
What do you mean?
Who
Be
are you?
specific.
America is where you live. You were born to live, but who are you?
As a person, as a what?
Who are you?
Nationality? Come on, you got to be specific, Jesse.
I want to know Momo. Who is Momo?
Oh, okay. Momo is a Somali American kid.
You black?
Born I'm African. I don't know
Are
if
you
know what
serious?
Somali is. Yes, sir.
The Muslims don't like black people? What the?
No. You can't say that. Even though I do get offended when they try to group me with black people because I'm not black. I'm African.
But why would you be a Muslim and you're black? They sold you into slavery.
They didn't sell me into slavery, but
They sold you to the Arabs.
Who did?
The black peoples in Africa sold you to the Arabs, and the Arabs sold you around the world, and then they still enslaved some black people over there.
No, they do not.
Yes, they do.
No, they don't. Jesse, you're just listening to the brainwashing left Democrats. I didn't know you was
No,
one of
I'm
those
not.
black
I'm not.
people.
Listen, here's what I recommend, Momo. You better get out of that religion before it's too late and become a Christian, man.
Oh, come on.
No. I'm
Never,
warning you. You're never going to have peace being a Muslim. It ain't going to work.
I had peace my whole life.
No, you don't love the Jews. You don't have peace.
Okay, so are you supposed to love all oppressors? Is that what you're telling me?
You're supposed to love all people, including your enemies.
Even the evildoers.
Especially the evildoers. Because if you don't have love, you are an evildoer.
So love is a component that can fix all problems, is what you're saying.
100%. Thank you, Momo. Back in a moment. Thank you for calling and thanks for holding. How have you been helped by the show?
I'm going to tell you this. I believe you might go down in history as one of the greatest, if not the greatest, black man that ever lived on planet Earth, as far as I'm concerned. I don't know anybody before you that's been that great. You know, freeing the slaves is one thing, but you've been freeing people of their mind, which matters, it should be anyhow, to you more than anything else, because with the mind not being right, there ain't nothing else going to happen right anyway.
If you can doubt every thought because you're not your thoughts, if you can doubt every thought knowing that you are not your thoughts, you don't create them, they're not from God, that they're from the deceiver, the great deceiver, Satan. If you can doubt every thought, you can be free, just like that. At an instant. Bring every thought into captivity. It's so amazing.
A whole lot of mess going on in the world. This is the end of hour 2 of the Jesse Peterson Show. It is Friday, December 8th, 2023 AD. Happy Hanukkah. It started last night. It starts at sundown, kind of like the Sabbath starts at sundown Friday, something like that. JLP will be right back for hour 3 of Get It Off Your Chest Friday. But first, Hake news, not fake news. 8 nights of Hanukkah, says CNN, Commie Nonsense Network, observed by Jewish families around the world. This year, the holiday is celebrated from sundown December 7th to sundown December 15th. Many Jews are changing their festivities due to the Israel-Hamas war drama. Some people told Commie Nonsense they're afraid to light their own menorahs and show their Judaism publicly, making stances of support and solidarity all the more important, they say, says Commie Nonsense Network. He Black, the unserious Jamal Bowman, the far-left female-run outlet, The Skim reports, so-called Representative Jamal Bowman, demon rat from New York, he's black, ready to move forward. Yesterday, the House censured Jamal Bowman for setting off a fire alarm in a House office building earlier this year in a strange stunt/possible scheme. Video shows Jamal Bowman pulling the alarm in September, same day the House was set to vote on avoiding a government shutdown or shutting it down. Representative Lisa McClain, a Republican from Michigan, introduced the motion to censure Bowman, accusing Jamal Bowman of blocking a vote on the GOP bill. Jamal Bowman allegedly lied, claiming he accidentally pulled that alarm, mistakenly thinking it would open the door, and that's a quote. Jamal Bowman already pleaded guilty to a false fire alarm charge and will pay the maximum fine of only $1,000. Should double it or quadruple it and multiply it by 10. Throw him in jail for disruption of an official proceeding like the J6ers got, right? Now, Jamal Bowman is the third lawmaker to be censured by the GOP-led House just this year. See Adam Schiff, Shifty Schiff, demon rat from California, not a Christian, by the way, not a normal white, and Rashida Tlaib, the Palestinian Muslim gal from Detroit, Michigan. The libs are out of control, and the Republicans cannot contain them. There's a fruit recall, salmonella in the cantaloupe. Watch out. CNN reports the FDA, evil FDA, has advised against eating cantaloupe products, including an ongoing recall linked to a salmonella outbreak. Since late November, there have been 230 cases of illness in 38 states, including 3 deaths. Wow. Canada has also confirmed 129 salmonella cases, including 5 deaths from 6 provinces. The outbreak has been tied to whole and pre-cut cantaloupes grown in Mexico, sold under the Rudy and Malichita brands. The cut fruit products have been sold at Sprouts, Trader Joe's, Quick Trip, quick with a K, with 2 Ks, Racetrack with a C, Aldi, Walmart, and Vineyard. So watch out. The Scared Woman-led CDC, not Christian-led, is urging businesses not to sell the contaminated fruit and sanitize items that may have come into contact with it. It's wild. Cosmix is going to topple Starbucks? Cosmix. This week, the far-left female-run outlet, The Skim reports, McDonald's new spin-off brand is opening in their first location at a Chicago suburb. Menu features churro frappes, s'more cold brews, and classics like the Egg McMuffin. McDonald's is testing the waters with 10 pilot locations by 2024. Comes as a fast food chain plans to open 10,000 new McDonald's restaurants worldwide by 2027. No word yet if all the broken ice cream machines will be repaired by then. That's what the Skim says. Washington Compost is having a strike from their journalists, spoiled striking journalists. The females at the skim say yesterday more than 750 so-called journalists and staffers went on a 24-hour strike at the Washington Compost, largest labor protest at the company in 50 years, about 18 months of contract negotiations. There's a bunch of layoffs and mess. I'm James Hake. Now back to JLP, Hour 3.
Stand up strong, face the truth about themselves, to understand what went wrong. I know we can find a way. I know we can find a way. I know we can find a way to stand up, stand up.
Uniting the races with truth instead of dividing them with lies. We're also rebuilding the family by rebuilding the man. I am Jesse Lee Peterson. Welcome to the third hour of the show today. You believe that guy Momo had never, and he a Muslim, he never heard of Allahu Abba?
I mean, I think maybe potentially the way that you say it, I think maybe he wasn't understanding. He could have been trolling, but
he was trolling.
That's what I think.
Oh,
I mean, you do say it in kind of a unique way.
What do you mean?
I mean, I don't know. He might not have understood fully.
How do I say it? Don't I say it like they said? Or do I say it like
no,
that?
you say. I think you say kind of your own. Yeah.
What?
They say Allahu Akbar.
Oh, what do I say?
You say Allahu Akbar.
Allahu Akbar.
I know it's some kind of bar.
Yeah.
I mean, it was close enough to where you should have recognized.
You used to say Allah Akbar, but because you were leaving out the who. Allahu Akbar.
Allahu Akbar.
Right. No, I think the guy was either playing dumb or he's really ignorant. But I'm pretty sure he was playing dumb.
He was young.
He was using taqiya on you. He was deceiving the infidel.
Oh. Ooh. Now I'm scared. Anyway.
Slandering
You
Momo.
can get involved by calling 888-7753, 773-888-77-JESSE. My biblical question for this week. What does it mean to go to God in fear and trembling? What does it mean to go to God in fear and trembling? Amazing. You can, if you're busy out and about and can't sit and watch the show, you can podcast, but you can also listen while you're doing what you're doing on your iPhone or iPad by calling the listen line at 641-793-1500. 641-793-1500. You can podcast this later, all right? And to donate and have your comments read out loud, go to buymeacoffee.com. Buymeacoffee.com/JLP Talk or rebuildingtheman.com. Rebuildingtheman.com. It's Friday. Every Friday is open line. Get it off your chest Friday. It is open line Friday. Get it off your chest. Every Friday is Express Yourself Friday.
You, Tom, like a mug. You need to go and get yourself bleached because everything you say about black people and you're sitting up there looking like a tar baby.
It might sound like a semantics argument, but he's a gray alien.
I wonder if he's been smoking pot.
Asking the white majority to do something is difficult. We want the white majority to go from being a majority to being a minority and like it.
That it is not right to connect immigration with crime is ridiculous. Asking us not to connect crime to immigration is asking us to ignore reality.
Someone's finally listening.
You know, the media played me real good. They played me like a fiddle. I hated Trump, and I didn't even know why.
It's Christmas.
BLM leader, and you're now endorsing Donald Trump, saying he's the best candidate we have.
It's Christmas.
'Tis the season to be merry.
Amazing. Merry Christmas. Merry, Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas. We say it ain't happy holidays. It's Merry Christmas. We got to keep a little bit of America in there. I want to show you real fast what a mother's love would do to you. A mother's love is so special. It's the kind that you can't deny. It's the kind of love that will destroy you until the day you die. Your mother always had to say, hello and thank you, I kill you. Oh, mama, don't kill me. That guy said he want that white people need to become the minority in their own country and like it. That Van Jones guy. And y'all just say, oh, okay. We're going to stop having white babies. We're going to kill them in the womb. Anything to become the minority in my own country. You better be trying to visit South Africa and talk to those white folks. Skype or something, talk to those white folks over there. They did that, and Van Jones got that evil Nelson Mandela's picture, something sitting behind him. That ain't a real song. Oh, mama, your love is killing me. We showed you this yesterday. This is it is an obvious extreme, but it's in every woman until she overcome the spirit, the gates of hell, and they hate the spirit of the Father that's in the children. We showed you this from TikTok yesterday. A man's mother disowned him after building a relationship with his father. Watch this from TikTok.
With your son?
I don't want to deal with you.
Your son?
I don't want to deal with you. If you want to talk to him, that's cool.
Mama,
but don't talk to me no more.
Mama, years ago.
I don't want to deal with your daddy.
You don't have to deal with him, but you don't want to deal with me, your own son?
No. And you look just like him. You act like him. Ugh. Matter of fact, you really need to get out of my kitchen because I'm not ready to.
Mama.
I'm sick of it.
Mama, you want to disown your own son?
You want a relationship with your daddy?
Of course, it's my father.
Then I want to disown.
And you telling me I look just like
you. Yeah.
Mama. It's because of you. You the one that did
I can't
it.
believe I even laid with that man.
You the one that did it. You the one that did it.
Yep. You know, wash all that off anyway.
Mama.
What?
25 years ago.
Okay.
And you don't want me to have a relationship with my father?
No, I don't. So we can stop talking about this now. You bring this up every other day.
I haven't seen my daddy in 20 years, and now I want to have a relationship with him. And you got such a big problem with me knowing my father.
Why do you want to know him so bad?
Again, I didn't see him in 20 years. I want to have that child and father bond.
Hassan, how do y'all know that's not an act? Does she know he's recording her?
Yeah, but I think that's real. That's just like my mama.
Yeah, like all mamas, but...
Like you saying that's an extreme case? I don't think so. I mean, maybe it is, but maybe I also have an extreme case.
You say that again.
No, I think that's real.
So she didn't know he recorded her?
No, I think she knew, but...
But she didn't care that he put on TikTok and all that?
Nah, she didn't care. She's shameless with it.
Wow. It definitely looked like an act, but I know it's real in real life, so it's hard to tell now if it was real or not. It reminded me of something that happened with women that is too bad, is that now they're telling men dressing dresses that they're women, and these men are dressing up trying to look like women on the streets and stuff. And sometimes you see a real woman, and you don't know if that's a man or not. you have to question it. And isn't that like unfortunate?
Yeah, but which part of it do you think is an act? Because
it might not be. I'm just saying she's been videotaped all her evil showing, and he put on the TikTok thing, and she doesn't care.
Oh no, they don't care. Because they feel justified in their reasoning. So that I don't think that they feel like they need to hide their their evil to it. Yeah.
Oh, okay, that makes sense.
And they've been justified by society and by like you say. So.
Sean says she might be proud of it. She's probably proud of it. Doesn't know, but she might be proud of it.
Yeah.
What a mess. Here's another example of a mama's love. Watch this.
Where my baby at? Why you come out here without my baby?
And why are you recording me? Baby in the house.
Why you come out here without my baby?
Don't you got a girlfriend? Why don't y'all go make a baby?
What that got to do with my baby? Cause I got a girlfriend. What that got to do with my baby?
I don't want her around my kid.
But if you got a boyfriend, it's cool. So you can bring a boy, but I can't bring no girl around.
No.
So I'm paying $1,500 in child support, and I can't see my baby.
No.
See, don't have kids. Y'all don't have kids. $1,500 in child support.
Are you weird?
$1,500 child support. I can't see my baby.
No.
$1,500
in the house. You can see the baby, but not her.
$1,500 in child support.
Mm-hmm.
Talking about I got a girlfriend. I can't see my baby because I got a girlfriend. But
No,
you got a
you
boyfriend.
can't.
But
Okay,
you got a
and
boyfriend.
so what?
Don't have kids, bro.
No, you don't have kids.
Y'all don't have kids.
You don't have kids.
Y'all don't want nobody like her. Don't have kids, bro.
Now do you believe me when I say the gates of hell come through the woman? How much more proof do you need? But you can overcome it, though. And not stuck, ladies. Forgive your mothers for doing this to you. And forgive your fathers for not protecting you from her. So you can overcome being the image of your mother and become the image of your father. That's how it works. You can forgive. Let me go quickly to the phones. 888-775. What an evil thing. We're dealing with spiritual stuff, folks. And it starts in the home. The most dangerous place in the whole wide world for a boy or a girl is to be left alone with his or her mother. It's a dangerous place. It's the most dangerous place on this side of heaven. Is to be left alone with the mother. And if you look like your father, boy or girl, if you look like your daddy, it's bad enough for the mother if you're close to your father. She ain't gonna like that at all. But look like your father and be close to him, you're just gonna catch pure hell. That spirit in the mother, which is of the devil, will give you pure hell. You look like the Son of God. Let me go to first time caller, Josh, out of Canada. Josh, welcome to the show. You're on the air.
Hello, how are you?
All is well, Josh.
Why do you think that Joe Biden picked Kamala Harris as his vice president?
Because she was black and dumb. She was a black, dumb female.
Okay, thank you.
All right. Amazing. 888-775-3773. Jeff is out of Arizona. Jeff, welcome to the show. You're on the air.
Hey, Jesse. Good morning, man.
Good morning.
Okay. I want to just kind of chime in on with the devil coming through the mother, or Satan coming through the mother.
Yes.
So I was raised by my grandmother partly, and then I was also so when I went to and my grandmother spoiled the hell out of me, and so when I went to live with my mother, and my mother and my father, what happened was that she would abuse the hell out of me. She did that for probably about 10. I'm thinking maybe from the age of like 7 to like 10, but it was bad. I mean,
your mother would abuse you?
Oh yeah. She would like put salt in my food, like big time, until I threw up, and in my cereal and stuff. And she would just spin me around, and I was just a kid, like that. She would spin me around. I remember the fear. I mean, the pure fear I felt, and so it was just it was real hell. But she died probably she died a month ago. I took care of her during her death.
Why?
And I found that. Well, the reason is because through taking care of her, I was showing her that I forgive her for everything that she did to me. And so that's how I forgave her, through my actions. And I know that that you're a big proponent of forgiving your mother. So yeah, that's where I'm at with that today. But yeah, I never really realized how evil and emotional women are. They don't give a shit about anything. They give a shit about nothing.
Right, but you're on the radio, so watch your S's.
Oh, I'm sorry.
And so how do you know you forgave her by taking care of her?
Well, because I couldn't help but have mercy on her, because she had dementia. She was really sick, and she didn't know where she was or what she was doing. She was abandoned. She was alone. I mean, nobody would take care of her, and I didn't want to take care of her, but I felt like through taking care of her, I can forgive her through my actions.
And so how do you...
She was alone. She was abandoned. She was alone. There was nobody to take care of her.
And so how do you know you forgave her by taking care of her?
I know that I forgave her by taking care of her because I'm more at peace. I can
Because she's dead now.
Yeah, she's dead now. But during that time, I was at peace while I was taking care of her. And the reason I say I'm at peace is because while I was taking care of her, I felt mercy and sadness for her, because she's at the end of her life, and I don't know what's going to happen to her, or you know what I mean?
Yeah.
To her spirit or her soul. So that was a huge concern of mine, because so then when she was there on her bed, I prayed to God for her.
That she go to hell?
On her. Huh?
You prayed that she go to hell?
No. No.
Where did you pray that she go?
Well, I just asked God to forgive her.
Oh. You said you did it out of sadness and mercy for her, but you also said you didn't want to do it, but nobody else would do it, and you did it. So how is that forgiveness? You did something that you really didn't want to do. You only did it out of emotions, and emotions is not love.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So you and if you had forgiven her, because God said that if we have anything against someone, go and forgive them. He didn't say go and take care of them and then tell yourself you forgive them. That was not love you felt for her. It was not mercy. It was hate. You were guilty, and you did it out of that reason.
Okay. I accept that.
But now that she's expired, you realize that she could not help herself because she hated her mother, and that's why she did to you what she did, and then realize that you can help yourself. That's why you've done the things you've done. It will cause you to forgive her, though she's dead.
So, being that I grew up a lot with my grandmother, and in the first part of my life, I grew up a lot with my grandmother, and like I said, she spoiled me and whatnot. Do I go and forgive her first?
Well, whomever come first. But you should forgive your grandmother for spoiling you, because that's evil too.
Okay.
Yeah. And so just realize your mother's dead. Look what kind of mother she had. Look what her mother did to you, right? So your mother...
Yeah, there was a lot about alcohol, just probably like I don't know, man. Just generations and generations and generations of alcoholism. I've been sober for going on 10 years. I've just realized that being angry and drinking a lot, and there was a whole big ball of wax there that I had to just drop.
Yeah,
I couldn't hold it. I couldn't deal with it anymore, and so that is broken in my family chain. So yeah.
Let me ask real fast, and then I got to run on and get to more calls. Why did you call taking care of your mother out of guilt? Why did you call that mercy?
That's a good question. I don't know. I can't, because I'm talking to you like right now, and everything's just coming off the cuff. So I can't really. So it's just what's coming out is what it is. I mean, you're hearing what's coming out. So I can't really genuflect and say and give you a reason why.
All right. Yeah, because that's not mercy at all.
Mm-hmm.
But go and forget. Are you doing? Go ahead.
Real quick, how do I deal with the guilt? You know what I mean? Because I do find myself feeling like guilty. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or for like I do something, I fuck up, right? And then
you're on the radio. Stop effing up on the radio. What the?
I'm sorry. I do, and I'm sorry.
What the?
So how do I deal with the guilt?
By forgiving your mother and grandmother, and forgive your father for not protecting you from them. And if you stay with this, are you doing the silent prayer?
I am, and I have a question about the silent prayer. When you say,
but let me hold on to that. But let me respond to the guilt. If you do the silent prayer, you forgive, and you do the silent prayer, God's going to allow you to see that you're not guilty of anything, and that you have never, cannot, will not, ain't not, is not. It's impossible for you to ever do wrong. And you have never done wrong, so you're not guilty of anything.
Okay.
Even that feeling of guilt is not you. It is the nature of the devil, but you've been thinking that it was you, so you have identified with it. The real Jeff from Arizona is not guilty. You are free. All your sins have been washed away, so it's impossible for you to sin.
All right. Thank you, Jesse. And so, I'm going to be thinking about that today. So okay. So back to just real quick, back to the silent prayer. So when you say the real you looking at the not real you, is that image supposed to be held in my mind for 4 minutes?
No. Well, the 4 minutes was just an assignment I gave to the congregation. But you should do the silent prayer every morning, every night, and during the day. And the only thing that you should be noticing about that's not you are the thoughts. You are not the thoughts. You don't create the so-called good ones, and you don't create the so-called bad ones. They both are evil, and you need to just watch that so you can stop identifying with thoughts.
Okay, so just watch the thoughts. That's it.
Yeah, let them pass. Don't hold on to them. Don't suppress. Don't deny. Just watch them, and if you stay with it, they're going to get weaker and weaker, and the Father will take them away from you.
Okay. All right. Thank you very much, Jesse, for taking this time to talk to me. Have a blessed day, sir.
You're welcome, Jeff. Call me again, buddy.
Will do.
All right. 888-775-3773. There's a line open. Ronnie from Ohio. Ronnie, welcome to the show. You're on the air.
Hey, how we doing today?
All this well, Ronnie.
Yep. I know we're getting near a break, so I'll try to be quick.
Okay.
Earlier when you were talking and you were giving your flows, you referred to this as the white person's country. Do you really think that my country and your country belong to one race of people?
It belongs to the people, the white men who founded it, and with the help of God, made it great. And then as a result of me being born here, it is my country as well. But I wasn't the one that built the house. I just live in the house.
So you think that this country belongs to one race of people? I'm being black and slow today, so a simple yes or no.
Yes, it belongs to the white men who founded and built. It belongs to them, but it's those who are born here, and it's your house too. You're born into the family.
So it doesn't belong to me, even though I was born here?
Yeah, it belongs to you too because it's your home. But just remember, you didn't build the house, so it's not your house.
Is there anybody that built the house that's still around?
I don't know if
where are they?
still
Where are the
around,
people now that built this house?
I don't know if they're. I doubt that the ones who built the house, but their children are still. Their children are still around, and that's why their children work hard to always improve upon the house because their father founded it and he showed them how to take care of it.
That's amazing.
I know, that's deep, huh?
I didn't say it was deep. I said it was amazing.
Amazing. Thank you, Ryan. Amazing question, man.
Absolutely. Have a good weekend.
Let me ask
Merry
you
Christmas.
something real fast since you asked about that. That black man said, Van Jones said that we want the white minority to go from being the minority to being a minority, to go from being a majority to become a minority, and they should like it. What do you think about that statement?
I don't think that anybody has control over who becomes the majority and who becomes the minority.
No, but what do you think about the fact he said that statement?
So given the fact that we can't control it, I think that if it happens, I don't think that the response to that should be violence or outcry. I think we should try to move forward as a United States of America.
But what do you think about the fact that he made that statement out loud like that?
I think you're gonna have to talk to him.
What do you think about it?
I told you what I think about it already.
Dude,
No,
about him making that statement. Do you think? Let me ask this way: do you think a white man could have said that about the blacks?
Let me hear a white person saying it about the blacks, and then let's review it.
Do you think a white man can say that about the blacks, that we want y'all to be the minority and like it?
If he did, I would stand by his First Amendment right to do so, and then we can discuss it.
Well, I know
if it
because
happens.
you're a decent guy, but do you think that there would be more of an outcry about what the white man said as opposed to Van Jones, the black man?
Maybe. I didn't hear Van Jones say it until you played it, so the only reason I even heard him say it was because you played it on your show.
But if a white man had said it, it'd be all we ever talk about for the next year.
Maybe. That's why I said if a white person says it, let's see what happens. If you ask me about my opinion on it, like I said, I stand by their First Amendment right to say it, and if people disagree, they should be able to voice that without getting mad and grabbing their torches and pitchforks.
Thank you, Ronnie. I appreciate it, buddy.
Yes, sir. Have a good weekend.
You too. Thank you. Let me go to a first time call out of Baltimore, 888-77-JESSE. Larry out of Baltimore. Let's see here.
Hey, Jesse.
Hey, Larry.
Can you hear me?
Welcome to the show, Larry.
Hey, thank you, man. You are amazing, man. I thank God for you. I just started listening to you about probably a couple of weeks ago, and every day since sometime today, I would tune in and see what it is that you share with us. I'm a 65-year-old man. I'm a pastor, and it's so much that you share that I agree with. And because I try to share some of your thoughts with others, they think something wrong with me. they think I'm crazy. But it seems like they don't see. It seems like our people are so blind, and it reminds me of Scripture when, the Scripture says that Satan has blinded their eyes.
Yeah.
They cannot see.
Yeah.
They cannot see the truth. You know, and then we feel like that we are owed something for what we have not done.
Yeah. Are you black? Are you black?
Absolutely.
Oh man, black has a space.
That's why I tell you they think I'm crazy.
Amazing.
Look.
Hold on for me, Larry. Let me take a quick break. Hold on.
All right.
All right, hold on. 888-77 Jesse. Quick break, back in a moment. Oh, the treasure chest is now open on D-Live. Check out my book, For Race to Responsibility. I show you how I was able to overcome anger. The spirit of anger was taken away from me. I had it. And as a result of having anger, I was insecure. I had doubt, worry, fear. I was in a fallen state and didn't know it. And it wasn't until I went and forgave my mother who tried to turn me away from my father. I forgave my father for not being there and returned back to him. My spirit connected with his spirit, and through him, I was able to return to God. And I have perfect peace. Perfect love casts out anger. And when anger is gone, fear and doubt, worry, insecurity, suicidal thoughts, all of that is gone, and you are free. Amazon.com, Barnes & Noble, or if you want an autographed copy, you can go to my website at rebuildingtheman.com or call 800-411-BOND. $888-775-3773, Jessica. Couple quick announcements. Number one, it's the Christmas time, so donate to Bond, my nonprofit organization. We are rebuilding the family by rebuilding the man. We are uniting the races with truth instead of dividing them for 30-something years now, 34, I believe. I may be wrong, 33, 34 years. And so it's a tax write-off. So go to rebuildingtheman.com, rebuildingtheman.com, or call 800-411-BOND, 800-411-2663 to make a donation as well. And if you like a copy of a hard copy of our newsletter, we send this newsletter out the end of every year, maybe 2 or 3 times a year, but the year-end newsletter is going out in the mail in the next few days. If you'd like to receive a hard copy, go to rebuildingtheman.com, put your address there, mailing address, whatever it is, rebuildingtheman.com, or call 800-411-2663. Hey, I'd like to get a copy of the newsletter. Here's my address. All right. The Hake Report. The Hake Report is coming up at the top of this hour from 9 to 11 a.m. Pacific time. The Hake Report.com. And also, James Hake is on fire. He ain't got that good hair for nothing. He's on fire. And at 12 noon, a brand new episode of the FatherState.tv. A brand new episode of the FatherState.tv. I talked to Senator Karen Kaiser. Senator Kaiser is president pro tempore of the Washington State Senate, represented its 33rd legislative district. Watch this.
Next time on The Fallen State.
Do you regret running for Senate rather than obeying your husband?
I do think I made the right choice for my life.
I noticed that every time men listen to women, they suffer.
That's an odd position.
So was God kind of odd?
No, I think your position is a little odd.
So are you a feminist?
I am a humanist.
Do you love white people?
Not particularly.
What the? Do you love Donald Trump?
How could anybody love that person?
Amazing. How are you going to be a senator and if there's some white folks in your district, you ain't going to love them. You're just going to love all the colors. A senator. What the? That's at 12 noon today, Pacific time. Donate to the Father State at thefatherstate.tv/donate or locals.com. All right, go sign up there. And sign up with all our social media stuff. Ring the bell, like, subscribe on cozy.tv and JLP Talk on X and Instagram. Destiny Peters on Instagram. All right. And last but not least, the American Anchor Baby. The American Anchor Baby is on fire. Everybody on fire. He's on fire. At 4 p.m. today, flying high off natural energy given to him by God. The American Anchor Baby. And Sunday morning, fellowship for all. For everybody. So if you're in the LA area, come on down. Doors open at 10:30. Fellowship start at 11 a.m. Pacific time, 2 p.m. Eastern time at rebuildingtheman.com/church. rebuildingtheman.com/church. All right. I want to go back to the busy phone. We're going to get to your super chats. But let me take some more calls here because of time. Let's see here. Jay out of New Hampshire has been waiting a long time. Jay, thank you for holding you on the air. Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, what's his name? Was that Lee? Not Lee.
He had a bad phone.
He had a bad phone. Let me go to Jay out of New Hampshire. Jay, you on the air?
Hey, Jesse. How's it going, guys?
All is well, Jay. Oh, that was Larry with the bad phone. Call me back, Larry. Go ahead, Jay.
All right, no worries. I called in earlier this week and answered the biblical question because there's actually a couple of scriptures on it, and then I wanted to help some Bible thumpers real quickly after that. So when I was looking, there's two different verses. There's one from Philippians 2:12 and 13. It says, "Wherefore, my beloved, you have always obeyed, not as in my presence, but now much more in my absence. Work out your own salvation with fear and trembling." Well, that's exactly what we're all doing. Like, God's not doing it for you. It's done, but you have to walk the walk. And so I think when I was explaining earlier this week, it's the process. Like, when you notice that you have fear and trembling of stuff going on, witnessing against it and not identifying with it is bringing it to God.
So you're referring to the biblical question?
Yeah, a little bit. That's why.
Let me put it out there.
That scripture was kind of like where I was because I couldn't find anywhere in the Bible where it actually says to go to God in fear and trembling.
No. So the question was, what does it mean to go to God in fear and trembling? And so you are responding to that, right, Jay?
Yes, I did.
Okay.
Yep. And then, so with the Bible thumpers, we'll just skip over to that. So from yesterday, because there's in, where is it? So a lot of people were calling in and they're talking about believing the word of the Bible, to the letter, of the law. But it says in Deuteronomy 4:2, he says, "You shall not add to the word that I command you, nor take from it." Now, I don't believe that just means written word. I also think if you take away something from the Bible, you could take away an interpretation. We're just supposed to read it and then let it be, and it'll be revealed to you. So that's why I don't understand why, like, even in the doctrine that they all want to Bible thump on, it's telling them not to take away interpretations. But yet they do, like with the Trinity and all these other things. It blows my mind.
Yeah, it's amazing. It's the intellect. That's why we're trying to point the people back to the Father. I got to run, though, Jay. Thank you so much for responding to that. And I'll put my little 2 cents in on Sunday concerning the biblical question, all right?
Sounds good, guys.
Thank you, buddy. Amazing. Hey, don't forget the podcast Joel Friday show. Joel Friday, he black. Podcast this show. 888-775-3773. Fernando is a first-time caller out of California. Fernando, welcome to the show. You're on the air.
Jesse, what the?
What the?
My wife and I say that all the time, Jesse. I'm just calling. I'm 30 years old. I just turned 30, and I want to tell you that you are an amazing person. I believe everything you say about parenting. I grew up with great parents, Christian parents. They disciplined me if I did something wrong, if I misbehaved. I was punished for it, and they taught me morals. And I do believe that's missing in today's generation, including my generation. But I believe everything you're saying is absolutely 100% about parenting, Jesse. I just wanted to say thank you.
You're welcome, Fernando. Thank you, man, for your call. Merry Christmas to you and your wife.
Merry Christmas, Jesse.
Appreciate you, man. Amazing. Thank you. Is it one, Sean? Gemma, first time call out of Texas. Gemma, welcome to the show. You're on the air.
Thank you, Jesse. How are you?
All is well.
I was calling because I was reading my Bible, and it says in Psalm 27, when my mother and father forsake me, that the Lord will take me up. And I've already went to forgive my parents, and I've tried to have a relationship with both of them and be civil, but it's just not working out. And so I'm considering going no contact. And so I was wondering what your opinion was.
Right
about
on.
No longer speaking to them.
You don't need them at all. Just don't resent them. And so you went and forgave your mother and your father?
Yes.
And what did your mother say when you forgave her?
She teared up a bit, and she really appreciated it. But afterwards, she just kept saying evil things and doing evil things, and so I wanted to distance myself from that, because it doesn't seem like she'll change unless she accepts Jesus Christ in her heart.
And how about your father? You forgave him?
Yes, I did.
And so what did he say?
Well, he was just like, okay, thanks. He was kind of cold. But I think he appreciated it, though, in his heart.
Yeah. Well, whatever they did or did not do, admit to or did not admit to, forgive or not, you don't resent them. Don't be angry. They cannot help it. And you just go on and live your life.
Okay, that's what I thought, too.
You have no obligation to be around them. You be around them only if you want to, not out of guilt, not out of mercy, not out of any of those things, all right?
All right.
Are you doing the silent prayer every morning, every night?
I try to, but I have a lot of thoughts, and I just get carried away. But I've been trying to work on controlling them or just letting them pass.
Are you doing the silent prayer every morning, every night?
In the mornings, yes, but not at night.
And why not every morning, every night?
Because I have a young baby, and so sometimes I try to do it, and she'll cry sometimes, and, things just take my attention away.
So she'll cry all night long?
No, not all night long, but not anymore. But
I highly recommend you do it morning and night. So let's say the baby go to sleep at 6 or whatever. You do it after the baby go to sleep, but you do it for a few minutes for sure, all right?
All right.
And don't control those thoughts. You watch those thoughts. Don't control those thoughts. Okay. It's like you're sitting at the gate watching to see Jesus come by, and you don't want to miss him. So you're making sure you just sit there and watch all the different people coming and going so you don't miss Jesus. That's how you do with the thoughts. You just watch them.
Okay.
I wish you well. So don't resent your parent, but move on with your life.
Okay, I will.
All right.
Thank you, Jesse.
You're welcome. God bless you and Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas. Bye-bye.
Bye now. Lee out of New Jersey. Lee, get it off your chest.
Well, I was listening to a caller earlier, and I listened to the Van Jones comment. I believe Van Jones was alluding to the fact that this country is not going to be the majority white, and that has caused problems with the previous generations. And it's basically what he's saying is that they should be okay.
Why you believe that's what he was alluded to when that's not what he said?
Because that's my interpretation of what he said.
But that's not what he said, and that's not what he alluded to. He said that Van Jones said that we want the white majority to go from being majority to being minority and like it. What an evil suggestion, huh?
Well, based on the census, they are going to be a minority.
I know, but I hope not. But what an evil suggestion from Van Jones, huh?
Well, why would it if it's the truth?
What an evil suggestion from Van Jones, right?
Well, whites in the past has not been okay when they're the minority.
Do you want white people to become the minority?
I think it's inevitable based on the.
Are you black?
I am an American of primarily African descent.
Are you black?
I'm an American of primarily African descent.
Are you black?
I'm an American of primarily African descent.
Are you black?
I am mixed with European and some of those founding fathers that you talked about.
So you part white and part black?
Most black people who have been here in the United States are mixed with white.
Do you think that a white man could have gone on TV and said, we want the black majority to go from being black majority to being minority and like it? You think a white man could do that?
Yeah.
He could?
Yes, of course.
Do you think he could get away with doing it?
Yes.
No, you don't. Why are you up there lying?
Why are you going to tell me what I think?
Why are you up there lying?
Are you in my mind?
Yes.
Tell me what I
I'm
think?
listening to the hell coming out of you right now. But let me ask.
Coming out of me, Jeff.
Let me ask. Ask. Do you love white people?
Yes.
And do you think that if white people were to become the minority, that America would last, or would it be destroyed like South Africa?
I think America would last.
No, you don't. What are you up there lying? Why are you going
to tell me what I think?
You and I know if you're black, and even if you're not black, you and I know that when black people take over, it goes to ghettohood.
It didn't say that black people were going to take over.
And who's going to take over?
It might be people of Hispanic, Latin descent.
What?
Could be Asian.
Who do you think should continue to be the majority in this country? What do you think it should be, whites or somebody else?
I honestly think that it's going to be.
No, I said, do you think it should be white? Not going. Do you think it should be whites or some other color people?
I don't mind whoever's there.
Now, I didn't ask if you minded. I asked who you think should continue to run the country. Should it be white people or some color folks?
It should be Americans.
I didn't ask you that.
People from the USA. People born and raised in the USA.
You don't understand the question?
Yeah, I understand the question.
What's the question?
You're making it about race, and I'm saying it doesn't matter to me what race. It doesn't matter to me what race of people are running
I ain't asked
country.
you that. Should it be white people running their own country or people of color?
I think it should be. I don't think it should be based on race.
Lord have mercy. What do you think about what's happening at the southern borders right now with all the illegals coming in? What do you think about that?
I think we need to find a way to get some comprehensive immigration reform.
Lord.
And I believe that
Lee.
we should... What?
Cut it out.
Cut it out, why?
I think we should get some comprehensive response. Why not shut down the borders and keep these people out of my country? And you need to come out of the 2008 and come up to the 2023.
I am in 2020.
Comprehensive. You don't even know that word. You black. You don't know about no comprehensive.
I do, actually.
No, you don't.
I do, actually.
No,
that's...
You don't know nothing about no comprehensive immigrant. But Lee, thank you for your call. I got to run, all right?
No, but yeah, it's been nice talking to you.
All right, call me again. I appreciate it. Super chat. Thank you, Lee. Super chat.
Super chats.
Canadian David.
She don't know, but black people don't know about no comprehensive
immigration reform.
She speaks in the white man's language.
Not normal white.
Those liberal whites.
Canadian David he's a monthly Rumble supporter.
Thank you.
Did Hake have a rock star today, or is that a natural high? Morning sauce.
We had an amazing forum last night with the men meeting. Y'all need to check it out. It was deep. It was deep. And Bill was there. Bill come every year from Michigan. And it was cool seeing Bill yesterday.
Twice a year, sometimes.
Yeah.
Urinal Chills is also a monthly supporter on Rumble. Subscriber. We need some deer tea today. Deer tea, alpha jerky by the Chimley. Christmas of Champions.
Jesse, what do you think about the deity of Christ? Like, what's the deity? Oh, my dear. That deer. They don't even know what that means. The deity of Christ. Where did they get that from? But came out of that Quran. Quran Bible. Go ahead.
Hannah's O'Callaghan bought a coffee. Happy Friday, and thank you, Jesse and crew. Keep up the good work.
Thank you, and thank you for your support.
Cologne bought 100 coffees. Very generous. Greetings from the East Coast, and thank you for everything.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Prep Ham Paul is also a subscriber on Rumble. The vice president can't be smarter than the president, and finding someone dumber than Biden was nearly impossible. Enter Kamala Harris.
Amazing. Thank you.
Riley JM bought a coffee. Do thoughts get more intense the more you watch them?
Yes. Believe me, they do. But if you just stay watching, don't control them, don't call them you, don't call them good or bad, have no conversation with them, and just watch them go by. They get weaker and weaker and weaker and weaker. It's going to be amazing. Stay with it.
Prep Ham Paul on Lee's call from New Jersey just now. But she didn't claim the white side until she had to. She only claimed the part African side, rolling on the floor laughing, ROFL.
That's a good point. Good. You hear that, Lee? What about your white side? Don't you want to run your own country on your white side? Amazing. Thank you.
Evgeny Crosby with a diamond. Jesse, Owen Schroyer just released from prison.
Oh, yeah.
Strong arm emoji.
Congratulations. I wish to mention that. My producer sent me that note, but I forgot. Amazing. I am so happy. Owen, welcome back, buddy. I can't wait to talk to him.
Nice.
Amazing. Absolutely. Congratulations, Owen. He is out of the white man's prison.
He's an if man.
He is definitely an if man. Right on.
Shout out to the top contributors: GMD Jim, N Strand, Evgeny Crosby, Potleaf, Cactus Eater Bear, WD41, Misty, Powers That Bear, Henry Ford Lives, and Games for Rec. Thank you for the ice cream and diamonds and subscriptions. That's cool.
Amazing. Thank you all.
And thank you guys. That's all for now.
I appreciate it. The Hake Report is coming up at the top of this hour. Nathaniel out of Wisconsin, you're on the air.
Hey, Jesse, how are you?
All is well, sir.
Good, good. I must be half black and slow. I thought the question had to do with, or you must have asked it earlier this week about, are we okay with lying, or is lying okay? Is that right?
Oh, you're referring to the biblical question?
Is that from last week? I can't remember.
Well, the biblical question this week is, what does it mean to go to God in fear and trembling? But I did I did put out there with my staff, and we did it in the fellowship, is how can you tell when a person is lying?
Yeah, well, real quick, and I know we're ending here about that. I'm the person that's been calling you about my apartment situation with my ex.
Uh-huh.
So you told me that it was okay to lie to her to get out of the situation, but we had an issue earlier last week about us trying to break apart, and with that being said, real quickly, I had to get the cops involved again with her hitting me, and I had it all on recording.
Oh, good.
And the reason why they didn't arrest her is that she claims that I touched her prior to her hitting me. And I just thought that was amazing how someone could lie about that.
Are you
and be okay
serious?
with that.
And they didn't arrest her for having proof that she attacked you?
They did nothing. I had it on recording. I had proof that my face was slightly swollen from her hitting me. And nothing. Absolutely nothing.
Amazing. Nathaniel, can
What's
you
wrong
call
with the police?
It's not the police, it's the law. And the police have to do what the law says or they'll get in trouble. Can you call me back next week about this? Because I remember having the conversation, but I don't remember the details.
Yeah, of course. I'll tell you the full story on Monday. Absolutely.
Thank you, buddy.
Absolutely.
All right. I am so out of time. The Hake Report is coming up. Don't forget Fellowship Sunday at 11 a.m. Doors open at 10:30 Pacific time. And a brand new episode of The Fallen State today. I had an interesting conversation with Senator Karen Kaiser. And at 4 p.m. today, the American Anchor Baby. Thank you for your support and all that. Get on that straight and narrow path. Go and forgive your mama. Forgive your daddy. Get on that path. Stay there. Just stay there. Really. You won't regret it. Scott, a first-time call out of Georgia, and all the calls that are dropping and are still hanging. I'm out of time. I'll be back on Monday if the Lord is willing and the creek don't rise. Merry Christmas, and thanks for your support at bondrebuildingtheman.com. Take care, folks.
Igniting the truth. But you beg and blame and lie and hate and never want to stand for the truth. So what you planning to do? You understand in the lose. You better go talk to your mama. Better stop at the drama. Better drop all the trauma. Boy, you better stand up, man up. Put your hand up and hut. Cause if we don't, then we lose. And then we gotta hear the fake news. Whoa.
So you get something went wrong, but face the truth about yourself and just seek first God's kingdom, cause you must know thyself so you get something went wrong, but face the truth about yourself and just seek first God's kingdom, cause I know we can find a way. I know we can find a way.
So, here's what I recommend. I invite you to download my silent prayer, and I want you to start doing it. You just download it, get the points of how to do it, and then after a while, you just do it on your own. It's going to point you in the right direction that your life will be returned to you from God. He will give you your life back, because anyone and all people who has anger, they're not themselves. You are the person that you are angry at. That's why it's so important to get to know yourself so that you can see who you're angry at. And if you're doing the hooping and hollering prayers and things like that, some people get up, oh, praise the Lord, hoop and holler, bless my mama, bless my daddy. Continue to do it. Do both. You will see if you want to stay with the hooping and hollering or do you want to be still and know God. So my gift to you, no charge, at rebuildingtheman.com/church. So I asked the question, are you better than a child molester? I've discovered over the 30 years of counseling, the one thing that's missing, and I think because it's not taught in the homes or talked about, we don't have examples of it, right, is love. Our theme this year is to bring back Christianity, to love God with all our heart, soul, and might, our neighbor as ourselves, and to endure. And when you're in a fallen state, people will judge the molester but think they're better than the molester. And I ask, well, why do you think you're better? When I realized it doesn't matter what you think about yourself or how much you have or don't have or how you accomplish things in life or don't. If you have no love, you have nothing.